I'm going to get my opening statement underway.
Right. Nothing worse than butchering people's names.
We get through these.
Yeah.
Hello and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Regis High School in Staten, Oregon, as we get ready for today's single contest for your Roseburg Dr. Stewart's here on the score. Doc Stewart's coming off of a late one last night in Klamath Falls. They are right back to it here today as they take on the Post 58 Canyon Crushers for a non-league matchup. 9 innings in store for us here today as the Doc Stewart's will play their 5th game in 3 days before they return back home for the rest of the week, where they will be hosting the Father's Day tournament there at Champion Car Wash Field. Good afternoon, everybody. It's Joey Kieran here with you as we bring you Doc Stewart's American Legion Baseball here on the score this afternoon and going into your evening. Tonight's game is streaming live with video online at 541radio.com, where you can catch our live video broadcast thanks to sponsorship from the Cow Creek Tribe. You can also find today's game streaming on our YouTube channel. Search 1490 The Score and hit the subscribe button to follow Doc Stewart's baseball all throughout this summer season. This is the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Doc's coming off of a couple of hotly contested games last night down in Cave Falls at Kiger Stadium. They're looking to try and see if they can take another step forward and see if they can get back above 500 here today. They're taking on a Crushers program that is 2-4 so far to start out the season, looking to end a little skid here at the start of their schedule. We'll have more on the matchup here today, but when we come back, we'll get a chance to catch up with head coach Eric Savage as we work our way towards first pitch of today's ball game. More of the Roseburg Disposal pregame show coming up when we return after a 2-minute timeout here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors, at home or on the road, at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet, 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs.
Back here with our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Doc Stewart's getting ready for a single 9-inning game here against the Post 58 Canyon Crushers from Regis High School. Joining us now in the pregame show is Coach Eric Savage. Coach, last night you guys go down to Klamath Falls to begin Area 4 league play, and just quickly kind of recapping what we saw last night, if all of us can wake up and remember that late night down there. I do know it's it's nice to be able to get an opportunity to at least come away with a split on the road, but I don't know, do you look back at that one and feel like maybe there was an opportunity missed for your guys as you guys go on the road to start out Area 4 league play?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we left a lot on the field that we wish we could get back, but it is what it is. We got to move forward and learn from our mistakes, mental mistakes specifically, and then make some adjustments at the plate and on the field, and go and compete and take it day to day. So happy with the split, especially the second game. I know that could get drug out. How long our two games lasted last night. It was really awesome to see us pull away a victory, especially coming back from being down and going through some adversities.
Yeah. It's still early on in the season, and that was definitely early to get Area 4 play started for you guys. But and I know it's been a busy stretch. So you haven't had a ton of practice time with these guys after some of these games, and I know coaches usually like to try and find time to work on things you see in live action. But what kind of conversations have you guys been having with the players here after these games, and what kind of things are you guys trying to focus on as you continue to try and kind of educate these guys and get them going here for the summer?
Yeah, just stick to the basics. Really focus on the mental side of the game, playing back-to-back days, traveling all over the state. It can wear on you physically and mentally, but mentally just staying dialed and sticking to the basics offensively and defensively. And then, we have guys that come in and can command the zone, throw balls to contact versus, trying to strike out guys. Let's not make innings long. Let's try to shorten them as long as possible and get guys out that way. We got to be better at playing behind our pitchers, and we got to be better with people in scoring position. But that's just a game of baseball, and we'll get there.
It was a late one last night. I know it feels like in our conversations just here in the dugout that a little dragging for at least the older guys here out there. Yeah. You got a group of teenagers down there in the dugout with you. How do you feel getting a sense of these guys? How do you feel like they're doing after a late night down in Klamath Falls yesterday?
I have a really good feeling about this crew. They're starting to come together as a team, and from when we got on the buses, just from 11:30 today, you still have that sense that they're ready to go and ready to compete, and that focus piece and energy piece is what we're going to be looking at for today. Having that good sense of I would say urgency and just have that good focus, and I think we'll be fine. I think they're ready to go. I think that actually these guys, this is what they signed up for. So It's really great to see that. We're starting to see some more leadership step forward, which is awesome for us, and I think that's key. And these kids are starting to manage themselves really well. So I think we're in a good place there.
All right, Coach. We wish the best of luck to you guys out there today.
Thank you so much, Joe.
Yep. Back here at Regis High School here as we continue on with the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. Again, let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. As we get ready for first pitch, we want to remind everybody that we are streaming with video at 541radio.com. Coverage of Docs baseball on our video player is brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. As we get ready for this one, taking a look back, last night, Doc Stewart's a pair of one-run games against Klamath Falls, losing in 8 innings in the opener, 8-7, the final score there. A wild pitch bringing in the game-winning run. Docs led by 3 going to the bottom of the 7th inning, but Klamath Falls was able to tie it up with 3 runs in the 7th and then scored the game-winning run in the bottom of the 8th inning. In Game 2, Doc Stewart's were able to build a lead midway through the game. Then Klamath Falls rallied back, and they scored 4 runs to take a lead, a 1-run lead. And the Doc Stewart's were trailing by 1 going to their final at-bats in the top of the 7th, but they were able to get the 2 runs needed to tie the game and then take the lead. And the Doc Stewart's hung on to that as they went to the bottom of the 7th inning and were able to close it out behind Jace Johnson. So the Doc Stewart's falling 8-7 in 8 and then winning 7-6 in the nightcap of that doubleheader. Then the Docs turning around and driving home, had a couple of stops. I caravanned home with them And, boy, we were pulling back into Douglas County, down into Tri-City, Myrtle Creek area around a little before 3 o'clock, got back into Roseburg about 3 o'clock, and it was a late night for everybody involved. And then back to it here today, another game on the road up here in Staten at Regis High School to take on Post 58. Post 58 coming off of a loss against the Barbers on Sunday, 12-1, the final score in that one, as the Barbers out of Portland area getting the win in that matchup. The Canyon Crushers coming in with 3 consecutive losses on their schedule. They're looking to end that streak. They come in at 2-4 on the season. Doc Stewart's are 3-3 on the year. We make our way towards first pitch here from Regis High School. Joey Keyran with you. It's great to have you here. This Crushers team drawing from teams from McNary, Silverton, Woodburn, McKay, Astoria. One player there from the coast, kind of drawing a little bit out of their footprint, and kind of like the Docs have done with kids from North Bend and Bandon. Staten, Cascade, Kennedy, St. Paul, Regis, all filling out this roster this year for the Crushers, led by head coach Kyle Baker. This team does have a decent number of returning guys from the class of 2022, with 4 players in that class. Out of the class of 2023 graduating this spring, 9 players for the Crushers. And then they've got a group of younger guys that are underclassmen, 8 total, with 3 out of the class of 2024 and 5 from the class of 2025. So we'll see how this one goes here today as the Doc Stewarts look to try and win back-to-back games for the first time this season. Doc Stewarts will be back at home for the Father's Day tournament, which will be coming up starting tomorrow. Doc Stewarts will play 2 tomorrow. Initially, we thought we'd be playing a game tomorrow and then games each day the rest of the week for that tournament, but they're going to stack 2 games for the Doc Stewarts coming up tomorrow. They'll play against Medford and against Fairfield out of California. They'll play those 2 games tomorrow in a doubleheader format, and then the Docs have Thursday off now with that 2 games on Wednesday. They'll get Thursday off while the rest of the tournament plays their games, and then the Doc Stewarts are back to action coming up on Friday, when they will play through Friday and Saturday, and then hopefully getting a chance to play on Sunday with the championship games from that tournament coming up. So that is a look at what's coming up here for the Doc Stewarts as we get ready for today's matchup against the Canyon Crushers. Doc Stewart's baseball here on the score, brought to you by our friends at Evergreen Family Medicine. Their new facility in Sutherland now open for business. Come by and check it out. Just below the golf course there, they've got state-of-the-art family medicine, urgent care, and lab services available to families in the area. Just about to get ready for things here. Coaches exchanging lineup cards at home plate. We'll have a look at your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups here in just a moment. And we will go ahead. Let's take our final 2-minute break here in the pregame show. We'll come back with the national anthem and your starting lineups here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google-certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with a news review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Back here in Staten as we get ready for Game 5 in 3 days for the Doc Stewarts. First trip here to Regis High School, which is just right next door to Staten High School here in Staten, Oregon, just outside of Salem. And we get ready for Game 5 in 3 days. The coaches have exchanged the lineup cards. We'll have players announced here momentarily, and then we'll get a chance to look through your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups for these two teams. As we get ready for the matchup, taking a look at today's forecast for you. Right now, 73 degrees here in Staten. Sunny skies with some clouds up there, so mostly sunny here for the afternoon. A little breezy. The American flag out in left field is blowing in towards first base, and that kind of was what I was experiencing when I was down on the field as well. Definitely blowing in from that left field to territory towards the right field side, so balls in the air might get knocked down just a little bit as we make our way through this one. Again, Doc Stewart's coming in at 3-3, and the Crushers coming in at 2-4 on the season. As we get ready for this one, I think the coaches are going over some of the ground rules with their teams after going over it with the umpires at home plate. Two-man crew for us here today. Doc Stewart's will be in the blue tops, the cream trousers, the blue socks for the Roseburg Dr. Stewart's here today, the Clint Newell Dr. Stewart's. And on the other side, it is the sleeveless vest-style uniforms for the Post 58 Crushers. Got the pinstripe look with the white tops with the pinstripes vertical and the white trousers with the vertical pinstripes as well. You've got the dark black socks with horizontal red and white socks for the Crushers.
Roseburg.
Getting ready for this one to get underway.
Starting
Doc
with,
Stewart's
number 10, Evan Corbin.
Getting a look at things here. Doc Stewart's getting announced out there on the field
number 12,
for today's
Tristan
matchup.
Ledbetter.
Take a look at our Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for the Roseburg Dr. Stewart's. Cooper's Pest Control.
Number 15,
when you're looking to build
Parker
the best
Burke.
defense, call Cooper's Pest Control to protect your home from those summer bugs. That's Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins. Give them a call at 673-0363. For the Doc Stewart's and head coach Eric Savage, he'll start out with Brooks Avery, the shortstop, leading things
Number
off.
17,
followed by center fielder Carson Dunn batting second. Cade Johnson, the first baseman, will bat
Jace
third.
Johnson.
Followed by third baseman Daniel Withers. Starting at second base is Jalen Riddle batting in the 5 position. Sebastian Watson is in left field. He'll bat 6th, followed by the pitcher Cole Collins.
Number 4,
batting 8th and playing at catcher is Waylon McKnight. And rounding out the starting 9 is the right fielder Braxton Dill. That's a look at your starting lineup for the Roseburg Dr. Stewart's.
Starting at shortstop.
For the Crushers here in today's ball game.
Avery.
Taking a look at their lineup on the mound, they will have Cody Lemming throwing for them.
Starting in center
Behind
field,
the plate will be Wyatt
batting
Postlethwaite. Out at first base is
3,
Warren
Carson
Rose.
Dunn.
At second base, Luke Byer. On the left side of the diamond will be Andrew Cuff.
Starting
At
at first
third
base,
and at shortstop will be
number
Sawyer
1,
Enderly.
Cade Johnson.
In the outfield from left to right, Josh Allen, Ethan Kleinschmidt, and then
batting
Jamin Weldon in right field for
third,
Kyle Baker and the
22,
Canyon
Daniel
Crushers
Withers.
as we get ready for today's matchup. Have a slew of Doc Stewart's fans that have made the trek out here for
Batting
today's
fifth,
matchup.
playing second
Great to
base.
see the fans traveling. Did
6,
talk to some of them
Jalen
saying it
Riddle.
was great to not have to travel to Klamath Falls last night for that doubleheader. Late
Batting
one there for the
seventh,
Doc Stewart's, and I know a
pitcher,
work night on a Monday, so a lot of folks
number
probably
9,
happy
Cole
they didn't have
Collins.
to go down there and then wake up early for work in the morning. Lucky
batting
you.
8, catching.
It was a
Number
late night for
18,
sure,
Waylon
getting back
McKnight.
into town at about 3 o'clock last night.
batting ninth,
And then now turning back around
Number
right
7,
around noon, getting
playing
back
right
on the
field,
road
Braxton
and
Dill.
making their way up here this afternoon. Doc Stewart's getting announced down on the field, and we'll have your we'll have your national anthem
for
coming
the
up here
home
in
team.
just a moment. Today's game
Your
brought to you
Post
by our
58
friends at
Crushers.
Colorcraft. They're a paint store, not a paint department.
Number
That is
1,
Colorcraft.
Ryan Hockman.
Folks, you can, we will, as we get ready for that Father's Day tournament, you can check out the schedule for the Doc Stewarts in the Father's Day tournament by going to 541radio.com and checking out Doc Central, where we have the season schedule for the Docs. We update it as we go along with any changes that may be made. You can check out the schedule at Doc Central at 541radio.com. If you go to the website, you should see our link there. You can go to the score homepage as well and find it from there, but it's Doc Central. You'll find things like the schedule, standings, game recaps, info on the team, the roster, and player bios for everybody. We are working to get that updated. It's been a busy stretch here, and I haven't had a chance to sit down and work more on that since we got it up and running. Hopefully here as this week progresses and things slow down just a little bit, we'll try to get some more information up there about the team, and mainly working on some of the newcomers to get them their own player bio pages there online at 541radio.com. Doc Central is presented by Champion Car Wash and by Jiffy Lube. We appreciate their sponsorships. And we have done a couple of player interviews already. We've talked with Cade Johnson and Sebastian Watson, find out a little bit more about those two returning players. And we'll have more coming up for you. Tomorrow, planning to talk with Carson Dunn for in between our two games coming up tomorrow there in the Father's Day tournament. Might get a few more player interviews coming up throughout that tournament as well. So stay tuned for that information as we make our way through the Father's Day tournament. But we hope to talk to every Doc Stewart's player on the roster. That is the game plan, and we'll work on the schedule for that. But we go through it numerically, and so we will talk with players and get a chance to know a little bit about them, catch up with some of the ones that we're familiar with, and get you an opportunity to learn more about the Doc Stewarts here in 2023. So stay tuned for that as we make our way through the roster doing those interviews. If you missed an interview or you want to go back and listen to it again or save it for posterity's sake, we will put those on the player bio pages on Doc Central. So good website to know about. Go check that out for plenty of information about the Docs as well as those interviews with the players here coming up throughout the season. We are just about ready for the anthem and the start of today's ball game as they go through the American Legion Code of Ethics. And then we're just about to get ready things going here from Regis High School, where it's another beautiful day for baseball. This June has been very nice. And last night we had some concerns about lightning off in the distance, but thankfully things stayed kosher for us. We were able to get through that one. The lightning stayed out in the distance, and we got to watch the show from high atop the grandstands there at Kiger Stadium, but it did not affect play last night. All right, we're going to go ahead and tune in for today's national anthem as we get ready for today's matchup. It's Docs and the Crushers coming up here on the score. Here is your national anthem. And we are ready to go with today's matchup, Doc Stewart's and the Post 58 Canyon Crushers. Welcome in, everybody. Again, Joey Kieran here with you. And don't forget, today's game is streaming live online at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel, where you can watch the action with us there, streaming for free, thanks to our many sponsorships as well as the sponsorship of the Cow Creek Tribe. Wrapping up the Roseburg Disposal pregame show, we took a look at the Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts, and out on the field go the Crushers. On the mound, as previously mentioned, it is Cody Lemming out there throwing for the Crushers, a right-hander. Cody Lemming will get the ball to start out in this 9-inning contest. Lemming, a first-team All-League selection first baseman at Staten this year, graduating this class of 2023. He will be making his way to whatever post-high school has in store for him here coming up. As we get ready for it again, behind the plate is Wyatt Postlethwaite. He is the battery mate for starting pitcher Cody Lemming. Doc Stewart's yesterday didn't do too bad at the plate. 9 hits in Game 2, had 7 hits in Game 1. I was talking with one of the reporters, sports reporters there at the News Review earlier today, Donovan Brink, about last night's doubleheader. And, boy, it just felt like Doc's a lot of times putting the ball in play, hitting it hard, but unfortunately just couldn't quite find a way to get it around the defenders. Kept hitting it right at guys on the infield or in the outfield. But we'll see if they can keep things going at the plate. It's been a pretty decent start to the season offensively for your Roseburg Dr. Stewarts, and Brooks Avery will try to keep that going as he steps to the plate here to start things off against Cody Lemming. Brooks Avery had an RBI, scored a run, and drew a walk, but did not have a hit in Game 2 of last night's doubleheader. He was 2 for 4 in the opener with 3 RBI. First pitch to Avery, gets behind it, belts one high in the air out towards right center, where the first out of the ballgame will be made. Brooks Avery retired in center field, and we are underway in the matchup.
Now batting second
here today.
Number 3, Carson Dunn.
Carson Dunn, the starting center fielder for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts, will stand in. Dunn will take a strike. Yesterday was a pretty good day at the ballpark for Carson Dunn. Got on base in all but 2 of his at-bats, or 2 of his plate appearances, of which he had 10 of them total, so 8 for 10 getting on base. He pops one right side, foul territory down the line. That ball will end up across the other side of the fence for strike 2 for Carson Dunn. Dunn starting in center field. He's been out there every game so far for the Doc Stewarts. He's got the 0-2 count against him here with Cody Lemming on the mound. The right-hander toes the first base side of the rubber and fires in strike 3. Dunn knew it. He was headed to the dugout as the umpire was going into his call. First strikeout there for Lemming. One more out for the Docs to work with here in the top of the first, and it brings up Cade Johnson. Cade starting at first base today. New position for him this summer for the Docs. He was at second base for a game last night, was at a DH position as well. Now starting at first base here in today's contest. Johnson taking high and inside for ball 1. Grounds one off the end of his bat, back to the mound. Lemming will field it, runs towards first, underhands it for the out. And it's a quick 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the first for the Doc Stewarts. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We'll go to the bottom of the first. We'll take a look at the starting batting lineup for the Crushers when we come back here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Bottom of the first inning, on the mound for the Doc Stewarts here today is Cole Collins out of Oakland High School. He will be your starting pitcher for today's 9-inning contest. Scoreless game so far after a 1-2-3 top of the first inning for head coach Kyle Baker and the Post 58 Crushers. It'll be Jamin Weldon that will lead things off, starting in right field, followed by Sawyer Enderle, the shortstop. The DH, Caleb Boyles, bats third, followed by Warren Rose, the first baseman.
Right fielder,
Andrew Cuff at third base will bat
Jamin
fifth.
Weldon.
Ethan Kleinschmidt in center field batting sixth. Josh Allen, the left fielder, batting seventh. Luke Byer is the 8-hitter, starting at second base. And rounding out the starting 9 is Wyatt Postlewaite, the catcher, in the 9 position. Collins fires in a first pitch, strike 1 against Jamin Weldon, the right fielder. He'll take another strike, and quickly ahead is Cole Collins. Such a quick start to the season. Didn't get to do some of the research I wanted to do on Collins so far. I will get there eventually, but that young man had a great spring for the Oakers. So he misses just a little high for a 1-2 count. Had at least, I believe, one no-hitter throughout the spring season. I think maybe threw a couple of them. Maybe one 5-inning and one 7-inning. So he gives one over the plate. That ball lifted left side. Calling for it is Daniel Withers, the third baseman. And he makes the catch in foul territory to retire Weldon to begin things here in the first inning for the Crushers. One away, and it'll bring up Sawyer Enderle, the starting shortstop.
Now batting number 3, the shortstop, Sawyer Enderle.
He'll dig in with one out and nobody on base as the breeze continues to pick up here this afternoon. Breaking ball from Collins ends up just outside for a 1-0 count. Behind the plate, Waylon McKnight for the Doc Stewarts here in this one. Doc's rotating through a trio of catchers this season with McKnight, Burke, and Hubbard back there. There's a pitch low. And the count will go to 2-0 for Enderle. Out at first base, Cade Johnson for the Doc Stewarts. At second base is Jalen Riddle, back after missing last night's doubleheader at Klamath Falls. The 2-0 pitch from Collins is in for a strike. On the left side of the diamond, Daniel Withers at third, Brooks Avery at short, and in the outfield from left to right, Sebastian Watson, Carson Dunn, and Braxton Dill. Pitch low for Collins. Count goes to 3-1 for Enderle, who is ahead in the at-bat here, looking to get on base for the first base runner of the day. Collins, the right-hander out there, comes set. Breaking ball ends up high and away as he will issue a one-out walk. So Enderle gets on, first base runner for the Crushers here in the first inning. One on, one out,
now
and the three-hitter Caleb Boyles will get a chance to bat, the DH. Boyles batting for starting pitcher Cody Lemming. Boyles out of Cascade High School, class of 2022. He takes outside. McKnight knocks it down, stays with it to hold the runner on at first. Enderle got a decent secondary lead, but on his judgment decides he'll go back to first rather than trying to test the arm of Waylon McKnight behind the plate. 1-0 is low and outside for Collins, and he falls behind against a second straight hitter. Starting lineups here in the bottom of the first were brought to you by Cooper's Pest Control. When you're looking to build the best defense for your home, give Cooper's Pest Control a call. They're your locally owned bug assassins. Give them a call at 673-0363. The ball hit out towards right center, not hit overly hard. It will drop in, going from first to third. The throw to third base, not going to be in time. Enderle will get into third with a headfirst slide on the single to shallow right center for Caleb Boyles. Didn't get a lot of that one. If he had, probably Carson Dunn runs underneath it. But since he didn't square it up completely, that ball drops into shallow right center for a base hit. Runners on the corners with one out as the Crushers get their first hit of the game. It'll bring up the cleanup hitter, left-hander, stepping up. And this is Warren Rose. Rose waits on the first pitch from Collins. He'll take low and outside. Warren Rose out of St. Paul High School, graduating this spring. Has an early RBI opportunity for the Crushers here in the bottom of the first. Runners on the corners with one out. The pitch in the dirt. McKnight doing a nice job to get the glove in front of that one. Backstop is not overly deep here at Regis High School, but deep enough that a runner could easily be enticed to try and score from third. 2-0 pitch, trying to live at the bottom of the zone. Collins misses low again, and the count will go to 3-0 against the cleanup man, Warren Rose. Waiting on deck will be Andrew Cuff, the third baseman. Rose on the 3-0 pitch, does take it on the outside corner for a strike. So Collins doesn't let him off the hook easy. Will get a chance to battle back in here with a 3-1 pitch. Runners on the corners and one away. Looking for a ground ball. Gets a swing and a miss instead. That will help out. Count goes full to the cleanup hitter, Warren Rose. Three-two pitch, looking for the second out. Collins will give up a line drive and give up the lead. It drops in front of Sebastian Watson, and a run comes in on the second straight single for the Crushers. They take an early 1-0 lead. Rose will have his first RBI of the day.
Now batting.
Runners at first and second, 1-0 lead for the Crushers. And it brings up Andrew Cuff. Cuff, the starting third baseman, digs in for the first time against Collins. Hits the outside corner. Collins starts off with the strike. Oh, 1 count. Runners at first and second. Not 3 and 4 hitters. Those are some big dudes in this lineup here for the Crushers. Off-speed pitch. Breaking ball. Drops in for Collins for a called strike. And the count goes to 0-2 to the 5 hitter. Collins looking for his first strikeout of the day. The 0-2 just outside for a 1-2 count. Folks filing in here at Regis High School. Good crowd showing up here tonight, especially for the home team that are in their lawn chairs to our left. Strike 3 on the outside corner as Cuff will go down looking. First strikeout for Collins. There's 2 down. A walk and back-to-back singles have given the Crushers a 1-0 lead, but the Dogs now 1 out away from getting out of this first inning with just a 1-run deficit. We'll bring up another left-handed batter. It's Ethan Kleinschmidt that will stand in, the center fielder. First pitch, line drive, carries out to right field where Braxton Dill will make the catch right around the knees. That ball kind of slicing. Dill kind of had to round away his way back to it. Started out to his right, hooked back to his left, but he's able to get to it, runs underneath it for the final out. A pretty well struck ball there by Kleinschmidt, but goes right to the right fielder. And the Crushers will get just one here in the first. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. It's 1-0. The post 58 Crushers in front going to the top of the second. And our 9-inning contest on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Top of the second inning, a 1-0 lead for the Crushers on top of the Docks. Daniel Withers will lead things off for the Dock Stewarts. He takes high and inside from Cody Lemon to start things off here in the second inning. It'll be Withers, Riddle, and Watson due up. Today's game brought to you by Abby's Legendary Pizza, a legendary pizza tradition. The 1-0 fouled back behind us for strike 1 to Withers. Obviously sitting back behind home for those that are watching online at 541radio.com. Back behind home here in the nice little press box here at Regis High School. Good spot to catch the game here today. All natural surfaces, dirt and grass here at Regis. No artificial turf. As they pitch inside, 2-1 count for Withers. It is 380, I believe, to dead center field here at this ballpark. No, 360 to dead center field. The ball in the air towards center for Withers. Not very well hard hit. It hooks out towards right field and caught by the center fielder, Kleinschmidt, for the Crushers. And that retires the first out here in the second inning for the Dock Stewarts. 1 away, and up to bat will be Jalen Riddle. You mentioned that Riddle was not with the team yesterday. I heard that it might have been he had finals possibly there yesterday. He swings through the first pitch for strike 1. Jalen Riddle has had a nice start to the season for the Docks, starting at second base here today. We've seen him on the infield in a couple of different positions. The 0-1 pitch from Lemming. That hits the inside corner for a called strike. The pitch in, the 0-2 count. Swung on and missed. Strike 3 for Riddle. He goes chasing down low. Second strikeout victim of the day for Cody Lemming. And it'll bring up Sebastian Watson, the left fielder for the Dock Stewarts.
Number 2, Sebastian Watson.
Watson takes high and inside for ball 1. Yesterday, Watson, a pretty nice day. He had a double in game 2, scored a run, ended up 1 for 4. He was 1 for 1 in game 1, scored a couple of times, had 2 walks, and was hit by a pitch. So he takes for a 2-0 count. Watson might be leading the team in doubles. He's now had 4 doubles in his last 4 games. He's got a 2-0 delivery here from Lemming coming up. Low and inside. The count goes 3-0 to the 6th hitter in the lineup card. Watson moving up a spot. He was in the 7th spot yesterday. A 3-0 delivery here for Lemming. Does work one in for a strike. Docks looking for their first base runner of the day here with 2 outs in the top of the second inning. Watson waits on the 3-1 pitch. Gets around but fouls it off for strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. With 2 outs and nobody on base for the Doc Stewarts here in the top of the 2nd inning. Cody Lemming misses low and inside for ball 4. Walks a batter with 2 outs. First base runner on for the Doc Stewarts in the 2nd. Sebastian Watson picks up a walk.
Now batting the pitcher, number 9, Cole Collins.
2 walks yesterday in game 1. Was also hit by a pitch. Mentioned he's had 4 doubles in his last 4 games. That's his 2nd walk in the last 4. As a ball fouled off down the right side for Cole Collins, hitting for himself. The pitcher in the 7 spot in the lineup card. Foul ball makes it an 0-1 count here for Collins with 1 on and 2 away. Collins takes a 1-1 count from Cody Lemming. Pitcher versus pitcher matchup here. Collins waits a throw over to first base. Quick tag applied by Warren Rose, but back in safely goes Watson. Rose out there at first base. Boy, he makes Watson look small. Mentioned he is a big guy in that heart of the lineup for the Crushers. Boy, he is just big out there. Swing and a miss on the 1-1 breaking ball. And it's a 1-2 count now for Cole Collins. Delivery here for Lemming. Low and inside, running for second goes Watson. He'll get in without a throw. 2-2 count at the plate for Collins, and the Docs with a man in scoring position. So with 2 outs here in the top of the 2nd inning, Doc Stewart's with a man at second. Another pitch in the dirt for Lemming. And it is now a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes for Cole Collins, the 7-hitter in the lineup card for the Dr. Stewarts. Base hit here could tie this one up. Doc's trailing 1-0. Ball right side, down the line, foul. Down into the right field corner. And Collins stays at the plate with the 3-2 count. Stays alive with that foul ball. Doc Stewart's Baseball Today brought to you by Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages of Roseburg. Make sure you pick up a delicious, refreshing Pepsi today. Sun breaking through. Clouds have cleared out overhead, so we're getting plenty of sunshine here at this point in time in the afternoon. Full count pitch once again for Lemming. No, he looks back to second, throws that one. It hit off the runner. Watson almost thought about trying to go to third, but it didn't get that far away. He's back in at second base. Watson picked up the pickoff move at the last minute, started heading back to the bag. Behind him, Enderley, the shortstop, was mirroring him, and the throw by Lemming hit off of Watson. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4, trying to steal third. Out at third base is Watson. Behind the plate, Postal Weight caught that one in time and throws out Watson at third. That'll end things after Cole Collins drew a walk. Sebastian Watson is thrown out at third, caught stealing. So that'll end a threat there by the Doc Stewarts. They get 2 runners on but cannot do anything with it. No runs, no hits, there were no errors, and 1 man left on base. We go to the bottom of the 2nd. It's a 1-0 lead still for the Post 58 Canyon Crushers here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your 4-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet, 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs.
Doc Stewart's baseball for you on the score here this afternoon. Just a single game, 9-inning contest. It's brought to you by Roseburg Honda. Buying a car can be a hassle, but at Roseburg Honda, it's different. Customer satisfaction is their highest priority. Visit Roseburg Honda, where they treat you like family because they are family. Doc Stewart's left one man on base, had two runners on there in the top of the second. Couldn't take advantage of a couple of walks issued by Cody Lemming. Cole Collins will now look to try and see if he can keep the Doc Stewarts within one after giving up the lead in the first inning. It'll be Josh Allen, the left fielder.
The left fielder, number 15, Josh Allen.
Josh Allen from McNary High School, class of 2023. Right-handed batter steps in. 2024, excuse me. Swing and a miss on the first pitch for him. For strike one, the 7-hitter in the lineup card. McNary out of the Central Valley Conference, one of the 6A schools in the Salem area. Helping fill out the roster here for the Crushers. Check swing goes through. Wanted to try and pull that back, couldn't hold up on it. Allen finds himself down 0-2 in the at-bat against Cole Collins, who uses the breaking ball on the last pitch to get the hitter to chase in the dirt. Collins, the 0-2 delivery, high and away. Collins gave up a pair of hits in the first inning. A couple of singles to the 3 and 4 hitters. And did issue one walk that ended up being the go-ahead run as a strike 3 pitch from Collins drops in, a breaking ball for a strike. And Allen goes down looking. That strikeout brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza.
Now batting.
Don't swing and miss with dinner tonight. That's Mountain Mike's Pizza, the way it ought to be. Find them at the corner of Bellows and Harvard there by Roseburg High School and by the 124 interchange with I-5. The 8-hitter Luke Byer will stand in. First pitch swinging away. Gets a piece of it, fouls it back to the backstop for strike one. Byer, the starting second baseman for the Crushers. Byer out of Kennedy High School, that Kennedy program. Definitely one of the good teams in the 2A, 1A classification. One of the good teams around the state of Oregon for sure, but they ended up winning the state title this year. Kennedy did 10-0 against Blanchett Catholic and finished out the year 31-0. So yeah, I'd say they're pretty good. As a ball fouled away, strike 2 for Byer. That one making its way to the football field and track facility here at Regis High School, which is back behind the Doc's dugout on the first base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Byer. With 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the lineup here for the Crushers in the dirt for strike 3. Got to throw it down to first, and McKnight throws it away down to first base. Backing up the play, second baseman Jalen Riddle will track it down. The runner will stay at first. That is the 3rd strikeout in the game for Byer, but McKnight throws it away. And that error will be costly for the Doc Stewarts. Puts a man on. And now the 9-hitter gets a chance to bat with just 1 away.
Pitcher, number 21, Wyatt Postlethwaite.
Be the first error in the ballgame for the Doc Stewarts. Wyatt Postlethwaite, the catcher, will stand in. A throw to first base. Byer back in safely. Postlethwaite out of Silverton. Another throw over to first base by Collins. Cade Johnson making the quick play there on a hard-thrown pickoff move by Collins. Byer with a hefty lead at first base. Low and inside on the first pitch, the 9-hitter Postlethwaite. 1 out with a runner on at first. Here in the bottom of the second inning, a 1-0 lead so far for the Crushers. Swing and a miss. Postal wait, a 1-1 count from Cole Collins. Collins, a quick check to first as he comes set, working out of the stretch here with a man on. Breaking ball, grounder to short. Brooks Avery flips it to second for one. Throw to first in time? No, just behind on the throw to first base. So Postal Wade will get on with a fielder's choice. They get the lead runner, Luke Byer, at second. 6-4, the put-out Riddles relay to first, just a hair behind the runner.
Now batting the right fielder.
That ground ball
11,
taking a moment to get through the
Golden.
infield to Brooks Avery at short, but Avery smooth at shortstop. In rhythm, gets it to second base on target and on time to get the lead man. One on and two away. Top of the order, Jamin Weldon will bat. He fouls off the first pitch. He popped out to third base in foul territory his first time up, leading off the bottom of the first inning. Weldon takes high and inside, lifts the arms up out of the way, avoids getting hit by the inside pitch. Going to get a courtesy runner at first for the catcher. Running will be Ryan Hockman. Will take over there at first. He heads to first base to run for Postal Wade, the catcher, with 2 outs. Breaking ball by Collins, misses. 2 balls and 1 strike to the leadoff man in the lineup card for the Canyon Crushers.
Catcher, number 1, Ryan Hockman.
Collins trying to get the Docs through this second inning. A pickoff throw to first base, not going to be in time. Interesting to watch Cade Johnson there at first. Again, mentioned that he's been kind of a utility guy. We've seen him play a couple of different positions on the infield for the Docs so far this summer, but the first game at first base for him as he is covering the runner at first. A pitch outside for Weldon, a 3-1 count. One nothing lead for the Crushers here in the second inning. Doc Stewart's trying to keep it that way. And they scored in the first, have a man on with 2 outs. It's low, and that is ball 4, and that'll put runners at first and second, and not necessarily the spot that Cole Collins wanted to find himself in here.
Now batting
That's his second walk issued.
3, Sawyer Enderly.
The other walk was issued to Sawyer Enderly, who will step up to the plate here with 2 outs and 2 on. Collins has walked 2 now. His heart of the lineup, just based on kind of what we've seen the first time through and some of these body frames out there. This heart of the lineup looks dangerous for the Crushers here. And they will have an opportunity to hit with at least a runner in scoring position. Right now, a 1-0 count for Enderly. Pitch is low, runner taking off for third. McKnight's throw not in time. And up to third base goes the courtesy runner, Hockman. Gets into third. And there's runners on the corner. Sawyer Enderly batting with a 2-0 count. And right now, the Crushers looking to rally with a 2-out base hit and see if they can add to their 1-0 lead here in the second. Squaring to bunt is Enderly. Will take it back. The runner goes for second. Fake throw behind the plate by McKnight. Hangs onto it into scoring position. Goes Weldon. So he gets the stolen base to move to second base. At the plate, a 2-1 count for Enderly with 2 runners in scoring position now. The number 2 hitter. A 2-1 pitch by Collins. Out low and outside. Collins falls behind against Enderly. 3 balls and a strike. Yesterday's Game 1 starting pitcher, Evan Corbin, doing some workouts behind the dugout here in this inning, but I doubt he's not looking to pitch. He threw plenty of pitches yesterday. So he's just doing some off-day workouts with the 5-pound weights that we saw Coach Savage pulling out as he got here. Had to rip off the tags off of it. I guess they wanted to have some equipment for the players to kind of just work on some stretching and bodybuilding down there. It seems just watching Corbin do curls with 5-pound weights funny. 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Enderle goes down looking as Cole Collins will get through the second. A little bit of stress there for the Doc Stewarts defensively, but Cole Collins actually will strike out 3 here in the second. A throwing error by Waylon McKnight allowed a runner to get on the drop third strike, but the Docs able to get through the issue and get out of the situation. As Enderle goes down looking, that makes it now 4 strikeouts in the ballgame for Cole Collins as we go to the top of the third inning. It's a 1-0 lead for the Crushers on top of the Docs on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors at home or on the road at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Top of the third inning, Waylon McKnight will lead things off. First pitch swinging, McKnight will lift one out to center field for the Docs' first base hit of the afternoon. As we make our way into the evening, McKnight will make his way to first base with a leadoff single. Cody Lemming delivered that one about knee high, and McKnight just able to drop the head of the barrel and get underneath it. A nice line drive out to shallow center in front of Ethan Kleinschmidt. 1 on, nobody out. The 9-hitter Braxton Dill will bat. Dill has had some good at-bats here this summer so far. Does have a 2-run homer back in Corvallis earlier. He squared to bunt and got just a piece of it. Looked like he wanted to get out of the way, but that ball came in at him. Didn't get a chance to get out of the way in time. He fouls it off for strike 1. Braxton Dill at the plate. I didn't see. They bring in Drew Camp to run at first base for the catcher. Back in safely goes Camp. Home fans wanted a out call at first on the pickoff move by Cody Lemming. Top of the third inning, a 1-0 lead. Another pickoff throw to first. Another dive in safely for Camp. At the plate, Braxton Dill waits on the 0-1 pitch. He swings through, strike 2. A breaking ball drops out underneath the bat. So Dill will be back in, 0-2 count. Not likely to be looking to try and sacrifice a runner over here. But he would like to have a productive out to at least maybe move the runner up. He will not. He swings through, strike 3. Third strikeout in the game for Cody Lemming, 1 away. That's a big one there to get things started for the Crushers here in the third inning after the leadoff single by McKnight. We go to the top of the order. Brooks Avery will stand in. He flew out to center field to begin things in the first inning. Avery will have an opportunity to bat with a man on at first and 1 down. Today's ball game brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or give them a call at 541-459-1545. Ground ball towards short. It's scooped up by Enderle. Flip it to second. Throw back to first. Double play. 6-4-3. Enderle to Byer to Rose. And that will finish off the third inning. Doc Stewart's little momentum to start it off with the single by McKnight, but it leads nowhere. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. Through 2.5, we go to the bottom of the third, still 1-0. The Crushers in front of the Doc Stewarts on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.
Bottom of the third inning, Doc Stewart's trail 1-0. Today's game brought to you by Flyway Travel. You can book your travel plans with their travel experts, now located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue in Roseburg, or give them a call at 672-5701. Bottom of the third, Doc Stewart's able to get around a little bit of trouble there in the second inning, stranding a couple of runners on base. Cole Collins trying to keep it the one-run ball game, facing Caleb Boyles for a second time. Boyles will take low and outside for ball one. Boyles and Warren Rose, who waits on deck, the two hitters that have gotten base hits so far for the Crushers. Boyles had a single and then an RBI single by Warren Rose gave the Crushers the 1-0 lead. A strike taken, 1-1 count. Cole Collins working with nobody on, nobody out. Here to start out the bottom of the third. Works his breaking ball a bit outside, and it's a 2-1 count. Caleb Boyles from Cascade. DHing here today. One of these guys with a big frame on him. Gets around and fouls it off for strike two. Information I got from Coach Kyle Baker said he was at Oregon State, I guess, for college after graduating from Cascade. Might have been redshirt year or something like that. Have a couple of guys that look like they went to Corvallis after graduating high school listed on the roster as a pitch outside, 3-2 count. Collins not trying to let the leadoff batter get on base. His pitch, line drive, that will get Boyles on his second hit of the ball game. The three-hitter comes through once again. And these 3 and 4 hitters have been the tough spot so far for Cole Collins. They both look like big-time hitters. The Boyles will get on.
Now batting
nobody out. Warren Rose.
Warren Rose.
Rose will get a chance to bat here. Nobody out. Might normally be a spot where you look a hitter to sacrifice a bunt and move the runner over, but Rose doesn't have the attributes you would normally look for a guy that's going to try to lay down a bunt and play some small ball. He's got all the attributes of a guy that looks to try and put it over the right field fence here at Regis High School. The lefty digs back in. A 1-0 pitch from Collins. Misses low again, and it's a 2-0 count. Warren Rose mentioned out of St. Paul. The St. Paul ended up making it into the semifinals before they lost to Kennedy in the 2A, 1A state playoffs. That Kennedy team going undefeated. I know that team got Umpqua Valley Christian out of our region. Got them a couple of times throughout the regular season. Stepping off the mound, Collins will reset here. He's got the 2-0 count against Warren Rose. Rose with the RBI single in the first. Swings and fouls off a pitch at the plate. 2-1 count. Two balls and one strike for Warren Rose. He reaches, goes left side, flares this one out to Sebastian Watson, who will circle around it. Back to first base goes Boyles, and Rose flies out to left field, one away. That is a big out there for the Doc Stewarts.
Number 24,
able to get
Cuff.
the cleanup man. Warren Rose now 1 for 2 on the day. Andrew Cuff will bat. He's 0 for 1, struck out looking in the first inning. Andrew Cuff starting at third base. He's out of Kennedy High School. Pickoff throw to first, not going to be there in time. Cole Collins into his third inning of work so far. He's given up 3 hits and the 1 run. He has struck out 4 and walked 2. Misses low on the first offering to Cuff, the 5-hitter. The pitch by Collins is low. He's been living at the bottom, trying to hit the bottom end of the zone. It's had McKnight working behind the plate, kicking up a lot of dust here on this natural dirt field, dirt and grass here at Regis High School. It's another pickoff throw, nearly thrown away by Collins. Able to get to it was Cade Johnson at first, keeps that one from getting away. Collins with his 2-0 delivery. Misses just high and away. 3-0 count for Andrew Cuff, looking to get on base for the first time today. Sun shining down here in Staten, Oregon today. On the 3-0 pitch, Collins able to stay in the at-bat, works a strike across. Collins staring in, gets the signal from McKnight. 1 out, 1 on. Doc's looking for a ground ball here. Won't get it. Pitch outside, ball 4. And Cuff will draw the walk. Third issued by Collins. First and second with 1 away. Ethan Kleinschmidt, the center fielder.
Ethan Kleinschmidt.
Won't get a chance to bat. Left-handed hitter. Kleinschmidt lined out to right field his first time up. Hit a hard ball, but able to run underneath it. Braxton Dill out in right field. Was able to track down the slicing fly ball to right field that very much tailed towards the foul line. Dill had to get the afterburners on to get underneath that one. That retired the side in the first inning. Kleinschmidt trying to come through here with 2 runners on and just 1 away. He pops one up left side this time. Watson, he's tracking that one, gets underneath it. That ball looked like it was tailing towards the foul line again. Kind of a mirror image of what Kleinschmidt did in the first inning. And here he will fly out for out number 2. 2 away with runners at first and second after a single and a walk to Caleb Boyles and Andrew Cuff. With 2 outs, it'll be the 7-hitter Josh Allen.
Fielder Josh Allen.
Allen struck out looking in the second inning. His second look at Cole Collins. Breaking ball in the dirt. Runner breaking from first. Going to break to second. And the runner at second going to third. Cuff had a late go to second base, but being the second runner on that one, McKnight decided not to try and go after him. He might have had a chance to throw out the runner at second. But I think he made the wise decision not to try and throw behind the lead runner. In for a strike, a 1-1 count here for Allen. Runners hit second and third with 2 away for a third straight inning. The Crushers have had a runner in scoring position. Foul off a pitch for Allen. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the left fielder. Crushers were able to score 1 in the first on a single by Warren Rose. They left a man stranded at second. In the second inning, they left runners stranded at second and third. And With 2 outs here in the 3rd inning, Collins trying to once again work out of a situation with runners at 2nd and 3rd base. He misses outside with his breaking ball. 2-2 count for Josh Allen. Collins is 2-2 pitch. Bounces that one. It gets by to the backstop. McKnight will get to it, but not in time. Boyles comes in to score. Looked like Collins tried to really get back and fire in a fastball, but he overemphasized his motion, spiked that one into the dirt, and the wild pitch moves the runners up. It brings in a run. It is 2-0. The Crushers in front of the Docs here in the 3rd. Ground ball rolled towards short. Up with it is Avery. Quick motion to first to get the final out, but it comes 1 pitch too late. 6-3 the put out to finish things in the 3rd. But a run scored on a wild pitch. 1 run in on 1 hit. There were no Doc Stewart's errors and 1 man left on base. We are through 3 innings of play in a 9-inning ball game. It is 2-0. The Crushers in front of the Docs on 541radio.com and on the Score. 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Now batting number 3, the center fielder, Carson Dunn.
Start out the 4th inning for the Doc Stewarts. Dunn, Johnson, and Withers, your 3 hitters due up as we bring you back here to Regis High School in Stayton. Non-league 9-inning game between the Docs and the Crushers. Joey Keyran with you. Carson Dunn struck out looking his first time up against Cody Lemming. He'll take for a 1-0 count to start things off here in the 4th inning. Cole Collins so far had kind of been working on the edge of disaster. He's been able to minimize the issues. A 2-0 lead for the Crushers. Dunn gets underneath one. This ball, towering fly ball on the infield. It'll be the shortstop, Enderle, that gets underneath it. Following that one through the afternoon blue sky with a few clouds dotting the overhead scenery here in Stayton.
Cade Johnson.
Enderle able to track that one for the first out. It is another nice day for baseball. You got to love it here at this time of year. Temperatures actually been pretty manageable throughout much of the summer so far, which is nice. As a first pitch strike to Cade Johnson. We've had some breeze coming throughout most of our games, and that has definitely helped keep everybody at a reasonable temperature. Going to be a moderate Father's Day week coming up here with the Father's Day tournament for the Docs back at Champion Car Wash Field. A pitch inside, Cade Johnson, a 1-1 count. That tournament going to feature some pretty good teams. Looking forward to getting that one started coming up tomorrow. Docs will have a doubleheader with Game 1 starting at 3:30. A 1-1 from Lemming. Opposite field line drive caught by second baseman Luke Byer. It's Cade Johnson now 0 for 2 as he lines out. Took the outside pitch, opposite direction, did everything you're supposed to do, but that one goes right to the second baseman, Byer, his glove side. He was just able to take a couple of steps to his left, got in front of that one. 2 away, Daniel Withers will bat. He flew out to center field in the 2nd. He'll hit with nobody on and 2 away. Takes the first pitch for strike 1. Cody Lemming has given up 1 hit so far through 3 2/3. His 0-1 pitch to Withers. Breaking ball stays up. 1-1 count for the Doc Stewart's cleanup hitter. No action in the bullpen as of right now for the Doc Stewarts. A 1-1 pitch here for Lemming. Ball popped up, foul back behind the Doc's dugout on the first base side. No action, at least that I've seen in the bullpen as of right now. There are a few guys over that direction just kind of hanging out. Cole Collins so far hasn't looked bad out there, but he's had to pitch through some tough situations so far through the first 3 innings. 2-2 count for Daniel Withers. Trying to help out the cause here at the plate. Docs would like to get some offense going, see if they can make this one interesting, trailing 2-0 here in the 4th inning. Lemming holds on the mound, works out of the stretch with nobody on. He ducks out of the way of a laser beam right back out to center field. Daniel Withers will get the second hit of the game for the Docs. It's a 2-out single to center. And if not for the quick reflexes on the mound by Cody Lemming, he might have been tagged with one right there. That ball went right by him, and Lemming is not necessarily a small guy on the mound. He had to crouch quite a bit to get underneath that line drive to center field. Withers on at first. Jalen Riddle will bat. He fouls off the first pitch for strike 1. Riddle struck out swinging
number 6,
back in the second inning. 0 for 1 on the day so far for Riddle. Riddle has had a multi-hit game here so far this summer as he tries to earn his spot in the rotation on a regular basis. He swings through for strike 2. Right-handed batter steps back in. At first base is Withers. An 0-2 pitch with 2 away. Pick-off throw. Withers back in. Gets slapped on the back by Warren Rose, the first baseman. Oh, 2 count. Riddle waits. Lemming will kick and fire. That ball popped up high in the air. Got too far underneath that one. Out to left field. Josh Allen tracking that one in underneath it. And the final out is made here in the 4th. Doc Stewart's get another man on, but can't do anything to move him beyond first base. And we are through 3.5. Doc Stewart still trailing 2-0. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Doc's trailing against the Post 58 Canyon Crushers on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Now batting for the Crushers, number 13, the second baseman.
The 8-9-1 hitters coming up for the Crushers here as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. A 2-0 lead for the home team in the matchup. The Crushers will have Luke Byer to lead things off. We'll get a chance at a legal ID for our radio listening crowd here in just a moment. So heads up on that. We'll get that here for you. Luke Byer leads things off. He reached on a drop third strike in his first at-bat. He'll take strike 1 to lead off this at-bat. Byer, the starting second baseman, right-handed hitter. Against the right-handed thrower, Cole Collins misses outside. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Doc's Baseball on the Score. Luke Byer at the plate, swings through on the 1-1, and it's a 1-2 count. Byer got on with that drop third strike, was eventually out at second base. Force out there on a fielder's choice. The 1-2, swings at a pitch, defensive. Got just a piece of that one as he stays alive with the 1-2 count. Byer went chasing that pitch, breaking away from the right-handed hitter. The curveball by Collins. Just able to get a piece of it to stay alive. Collins' 1-2 pitch. That one bounces outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes for the 8-hitter in the lineup for the Crushers. As they look to make the turn, again, they'll have the 8-9-1 in the lineup card coming up here in the 4th. Waiting on deck, the catcher, Wyatt Postlethwaite, looking for his second at-bat of the game. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 3. Down on strikes goes Luke Byer. And that is another strikeout for Cole Collins. Strikeouts are brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be. 5th strikeout in the game for Cole Collins. It brings up Wyatt Postlethwaite. He'll take outside for ball 1. Postlethwaite reached on a fielder's choice after Byer had gotten on with the drop third strike. He hit a ground ball to short. They got the out there at second base, but couldn't turn the double play as Postlethwaite beat it out by a half step. A 1-0 pitch. He swings through for strike 1. Cole Collins on the mound has done a nice job of filling up the strike zone for the most part. Has issued 3 walks, but the 5 strikeouts as well. He's gotten quite a few swings and misses. Breaking ball misses outside there. Couldn't get the hitter to chase. Postlethwaite in the at-bat, leading 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 away with nobody on. A 2-0 lead for the Crushers at the plate at the moment. Collins delivers high. 3-1 count. Nine-hitter at the plate looking to get something started for the Crushers here in the 4th inning. He does take a strike on the outside corner on the 3-1 pitch. Cole Collins just catching the edge. Makes it a full count for Postlethwaite. Cole Collins looking for another strikeout. Kicks and delivers. Gets a foul ball back behind us. The at-bat will continue for Wyatt Postlethwaite. Doc Stewart's trying for their 2nd consecutive win, trying to win back-to-back games for the first time this season. High and away, the 3-2 pitch gets away from Cole Collins, and on safely will go Postlethwaite. He reaches base for a 2nd time in the ballgame. Last time we got a courtesy runner for him. And here it is. It is Ryan Hockman that will take over at first base, running for the catcher. As we go back to the top of the order, Jamin Weldon will bat. Weldon 0 for 1 in the game, walked his last time up.
Number 11, the right fielder, Jamin Weldon.
Weldon, 1 of 4 walks in the game for Cole Collins so far. Steps up here with a runner at first. McKnight will throw down to first base and not going to be in time as Hockman dives back in, the courtesy runner. So looking at the dimensions to the field here at Regis High School, 315 down the left field line, 305 down the right field line, and 360 to dead center field as a pickoff throw. Collins over to first, not in time. Sounds like a smaller park. Obviously, we're used to the confines of Champion Car Wash Field, which is large and plays larger than it feels. But I think the way the wind blows here at Regis definitely keeps the ball in the park as the ball fouled back by Weldon. Gives him a 1-1 count. The runner at first was heading for second. Hockman will have to head back to first as he got up and going, and the ball fouled away by Weldon. Jamin Weldon at the plate. First time up, he flew out in foul territory to Daniel Withers at third. He's got the 1-1 pitch in the dirt. McKnight knocks it down. The runner will stay at first. Two balls, one strike. To the leadoff man, a 2-2 strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, I guess, for Jamin Weldon there. Weldon waits, the 2-2 pitch. Strike 3, got him looking. And down on strikes goes the leadoff man, Weldon. He goes down looking. That's just the second, make that third strikeout looking in the game for Cole Collins. And a big second out for him there. With 2 down, it brings up Sawyer Enderly.
Shortstop number 3, Sawyer Enderly.
Enderly will bat with a runner on at first. Takes the first pitch from Collins for strike 1. Again, Collins continues to fill up that strike zone pretty well. Enderly at the plate, 0 for 1. He had a strikeout looking back in the second. Also has a walk as a pickoff throw to first, not in time. Collins trying to get the Docs through this 4th inning. They trailed 2-0 against the Crushers. Misses a bit high for a 1-1 count. Cole Collins facing the 2-hitter for a 3rd time in the contest. Runner going from first, swing and a miss, throw to second. Nice throw by McKnight, but just a hair behind Hockman, who gets in safely to second base. That's a nice job by McKnight to get the ball out quickly behind the plate, especially as the hitter was swinging through, and his throw was right on target to second base, but just a step ahead was Hockman running. The 1-2 high from Collins. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Afternoon baseball here. No lights here at Regis High School was something I noticed here early on. No lights for the baseball field, so got to get it done before dusk. A chopper back to the mound, fielded by Collins. He'll run it over to first, flips it underhand to Kate Johnson, and that will retire the side. Doc Stewart's will get through the 4th inning as the Crushers get 1 man on, but leave him stranded. No runs on no hits. There were no Doc Stewart's errors, and the 1 man left on base. It is still 2-0 through 4 innings of play. We go to the top of the 5th here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Top of the 5th inning for the Doc Stewarts, trying to get some offense going. They've got a couple of hits in this one, but have not really threatened to get anyone across the plate. The one time they got a runner in scoring position, Sebastian Watson tried to steal third, got caught for the final out in the 2nd inning. Doc Stewarts will have a pinch hitter here in the 5th inning for Sebastian Watson. I think I heard Coach Savage say pinch hitter, and then they'll re-enter the player defensively. So Watson won't be out for long, it sounds like. Up to bat for the Doc Stewarts is going to be Evan Martin. Takes in the dirt for a 2-0 count for
The
Martin.
batter for the Doc Stewarts is number 17, Evan Martin. Excuse me, 16.
Martin's 2-0 pitch here from Cody Lemming, who's into his 5th inning of work. Breaking ball will hit the inside corner. Blue jerseys here. There's a couple of players on the team that have different jersey numbers depending on what jersey they're wearing. There's just 3 of them. Martin was one. We guessed 17 when we were filling out the lineup card when I was helping Coach Savage identify numbers. And guess we guessed wrong on that one. He's wearing 16 here today. Martin fouls off a pitch, a 2-2 count. Evan Martin pitch hitting for Sebastian Watson to lead things off here in the 5th inning. Lemming delivers a ground ball, slow roller, third base side will go foul. Back to the plate will go Evan Martin. He'll get another look at it here. Sebastian Watson getting pinch hit for because he's in the bullpen right now, getting a session in there to get loose. This will be interesting. I don't know when the last time would have been we've seen Sebastian Watson throw. I don't believe he was used as a pitcher at all last summer. Can't remember really off the top of my head him throwing for Roseburg High School, but we knew it was a possibility that they had been kind of exploring. A 2-2 pitch for Lemming. Martin swings through for strike 3. And he'll go down to lead things off here in the 5th inning. The fastball challenged him, and he couldn't catch up. 4 strikeouts in the game for Cody Lemming. One away to start things off here in the 5th. Cole Collins will bat with 1 out and nobody on. Today's game brought to you by Flyaway Travel and by our friends at Dr. Lance and Randall, Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Give them a call at 541-378-6694. Foul ball on the first pitch to Collins. That one catching Wyatt Postlethwaite behind the plate. He's got a bit of a stinger there, and they'll give him a moment to breathe. Docs baseball on the score also brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Watching Sebastian Watson throwing the bullpen down there.
Over in left field for Josh Allen is
That'll be interesting. I hope we get a chance to see him throw out there. That'll be fun to watch Sebastian Watson. Sounds like a defensive change in left field for the Crushers. Sorry, who'd you say is in left field now? Bryson Nygren out there in left field now, out of Regis High School. Catcher still needing a moment here. He's still kind of doubled over at the plate. Postlethwaite might have just had the wind knocked out of him a bit there. Or he might have taken it in a sensitive area as well. That also could be the case for the catcher. Cole Collins, he's the perpetrator in this incident right here at the plate. He fouled that one off, has the 0-1 count when we resume play here with nobody on and 1 away in the 5th inning. Doc Stewart's baseball will be beginning the Father's Day tournament coming up tomorrow. They've got the Medford Mustangs in their first game at 3:30. Then they'll play the Fairfield Expos in Game 2. It'll be a doubleheader back-to-back there, so we'll pretty much do our normal doubleheader routine for you tomorrow. Game 1, 3:15 pregame show here on The Score, or you can watch online at 541radio.com. And then also we'll have the second game with an interview in between the two games with the player. Tomorrow we'll plan on talking with Carson Dunn as long as everything goes according to plan. And we'll have that in between the two games and get you ready for the second game of the day. So tune in for a Doc Stewart's doubleheader coming up tomorrow here on The Score. And if you are visiting 541radio.com to tune in for Doc Stewart's baseball, encourage you to look for our Father's Day golf giveaway going on. There at 541radio.com, you can enter in our form to let us know why you feel like your dad deserves a free triple play membership with the Oak Hills, Stewart Park, and Myrtle Creek golf courses. We're giving away that to one dad. He gets a golf cart with it and get a chance to play some golf. So how about that? Check it out at 541radio.com, your Father's Day golf giveaway with the score. Breaking ball ends up low. Cole Collins, a 1-1 count as Cody Lemming fired in. Back behind the plate, Wyatt Postlethwaite. It's good to go back to action. He'll wait on the 1-1 delivery from Lemming. Collins grounds it. Third base side, scooped up. The throw to first by Cuff is there in time. Charging in, he got that one on the short hop after that one chopped into the dirt by Collins.
Now batting.
And there are two away as Waylon McKnight will get a chance to bat.
Waylon McKnight.
McKnight had the first hit of the ballgame for the Dock Stewarts in the third inning. Every first hit of the season for the Dock Stewarts is brought to you by MSK True Value and Building Supply in Tri-City. Make sure that you get a hit with your summer projects. They'll help you out at MSK True Value. They've got everything you need to make sure that your project this summer goes off without a hitch. Two away with nobody on base. Waylon McKnight at the plate. Takes in the dirt for ball one. Dock Stewarts are trailing 2-0 against the Canyon Crushers here in the top of the fifth inning. Docks with just 2 hits, trying to get something going against Cody Lemming. He kicks and fires. Ground ball left side to the shortstop. Knocked down by Enderle. Comes up throwing his throw to first. Not in time. And Enderle got back to the baseball quickly, but not quick enough. His throw to first just behind McKnight, who will reach on an error, the first of the game for the Crushers.
Now batting the
McKnight
right
on
fielder,
at first. Last
7,
time we saw
Braxton
Drew
Dill.
Camp come in to run for him. And that's exactly the case again. Camp sneaks his way on base there. They make that change so quick I never seem to catch it. Camp on at first, running for McKnight. Braxton Dill at the plate, 0 for 1. He takes inside. That ball goes off the glove for Postlethwaite. Running to second base, in safely goes Camp. It'll be a pass ball behind the plate for Postlethwaite. Puts a man in scoring position for the Dock Stewarts. Just the second time in the ballgame the Docks have had
number 11, Drew
a
Camp.
man in scoring position. It comes with 2 outs here, a 1-0 count to Braxton Dill. Dill hits a liner into left field. That ball's going to drive in. Camp from second. He'll round and head for home. And the Dock Stewarts cut the lead in half. A run across for the Docks here in the top of the fifth. Braxton Dill gets the first RBI of the game for the Dock Stewarts. A single with 2 outs here in the top of the fifth. That goes towards left field. That RBI is brought to you by BTB Moving.
Playing shortstop, number 5.
Dock Stewart's moving around the bases.
Avery.
If you're looking to move this summer and you need a little extra help, get in touch with BTB Moving. They provide the labor services for your moving needs. Book now at 541-315-0122, or you can find them on Facebook at BTB Moving. Top of the order, Brooks Avery takes inside for ball one. For strike one. I'll blame that on the lack of sleep from last night. I watched it, knew it was a strike, and just very clearly said ball. Words coming out of my mouth the rest of this game could start to get a little wild and crazy. I'd say stay tuned for just that part of the broadcast alone. Swing and a miss, strike 2 for Brooks Avery. Avery grounded into a inning-ending double play back in the third. Looking to stay out of a ground ball put out here on the infield here in the fifth, looking to drive something to the outfield and keep things moving. He tried to sneak that one down the first base side. It goes foul. It's an 0-2 count still for Avery. Here in the top of the fifth, Doc's finally getting on the board, breaking through against Cody Lemming with a run scored. That'll be an unearned run against Lemming. Pickoff throw to first. Just ahead of the tag is Dill. Home fans thought they had it there. Wow. 0-2 count. At the plate, Brooks Avery waits. The shortstop Gets underneath a breaking ball, launches that high in the air to left field. It is Nygren that's going to call for it. The left fielder will make the catch to retire the side. But the Doc Stewarts will get some momentum. They get a run off of an error. 1 run on 1 hit. There was the 1 error and 1 runner left on base. We will head to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's a 2-1 lead for the Crushers on top of the Doc Stewarts on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs.
Going to the bottom of the 5th inning, the sun starting to head towards the horizon over the left field fence. Shadows starting to cast their way towards the right field line. And first base will probably have some issues dealing with the sunshine as that continues to go here through this ball game. Behind the plate, you might see a little bit of that as well for the catchers as the sun makes its way to the horizon. Hitters may also have to fight that a little bit here at Regis High School. It's a 2-1 ball game. Doc Stewart's score for the first time in the contest. Make it a 2-1 ball game. On the mound, pitching now for the Doc Stewarts as we get our first call to the pen, brought to you by Chris Hubbard, State Farm Insurance. Sebastian Watson takes over. He re-enters the game and will get his first pitching appearance of the season. Got a first pitch, swing and a miss for Caleb Boyles, the 3-hitter who was 2 for 2. Then fouls off a pitch, and he finds himself down 0-2 in the at-bat against Sebastian Watson, who is taken over for Cole Collins. Swing and a miss, and Sebastian Watson, his first outing of the season, gets a strikeout against Caleb Boyles. Boyles goes down swinging, and that is the first strikeout for Sebastian Watson. 1 away. And it'll bring up Warren Rose, who's 1 for 2 today with an RBI single. He golfs one out to center field on the run. Carson Dunn, that ball over the shoulder, can't bring it in. It hits off the fence. Rose in, standing up to second. And out in center field, Carson Dunn.
Now batting.
He's fixing his pants. I thought I
the
was
third baseman, Andrew
hoping he
Cobb.
was all right. Kind of looked like he was a little in some discomfort out there, but he seems to be
pitcher
okay.
For the Doc Stewarts.
So a double for Warren Rose, first extra base hit of the ballgame for either team. So at second base is Warren Rose, one out.
Sebastian Watson.
Andrew Cuff will
number
bat.
2.
Cuff is 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. Man at second base here in the 5th for the Crushers. Miss outside for Watson, a 1-0 count. Pitching change brought to you by Chris Hubbard, State Farm Insurance. If you're looking to change things up when it comes to your coverage, get in touch with Chris. The 1-0 pitch swung on and missed by Andrew Cuff. Chris Hubbard can help you deal with all life's curveballs with life insurance coverage to fit your budget, plus coverage for your home and auto. Contact Chris Hubbard at 541-672-3301 or visit chrisinsures.com for a quote today. Line drive to center field is going to be in for a base hit. Rose is going to stop at third as the throw cut off at the mound by first baseman Cole Collins, who has moved off the mound to go to first. Now runners on the corners after the second hit against Watson here in the 5th. So Sebastian got a strikeout to start it off. Now has given up back-to-back base hits. Runners on the corners. Ethan Kleinschmidt is 0 for 2 with a couple of fly ball outs. Let's see here. Got Collins at first. Still Riddle at second defensively, Avery at third, and Avery at short and Withers at third. I think that Cade Johnson might have moved to left field defensively. It's a ball that will get into shallow right field, drives in a run. That ball's going to carry. Cutting it off, Braxton Dill will mishandle it. One run comes in on a double, and that will be a 2-run double for Ethan Kleinschmidt. Kleinschmidt into second, standing up. It's now a 4-1 ball game. The Crushers in front. 3 straight hits for post 58 against Sebastian Watson. And we'll go to the 7th spot. First pitch, a breaking ball for strike 1. In to bat is Bryson Nygren, who took over in left field for Josh Allen and takes over his spot in the 7th spot in the lineup card here. Breaking ball in for a strike, an 0-2 count here. Sebastian Watson with 1 strikeout and then has given up 3 straight hits, 2 of them doubles. His 0-2 pitch, that ball swung on and missed. McKnight can't find it. The runners will all be safe as they move up. First and third with 1 away, and another 3rd strike that gets away from catcher Waylon McKnight. That breaking ball in the dirt. He did his best to try and corral it and just didn't have much of a chance. The wild pitch puts a runner on. That is the 2nd strikeout for Sebastian Watson, but the drop 3rd strike puts Bryson Nygren on at first. Up to third base went Ethan Kleinschmidt. So runners at first and third with still just 1 out. Doc's some self-inflicted wounds there. It'll bring up Luke Byer, the second baseman, who was 0 for 2 in this one. He's got 2 strikeouts, but reached on a drop 3rd strike as well. He'll take outside for ball 1. Double check here. Yeah, Cade Johnson has moved to left field for the Doc Stewarts. There's a strike in, 1-1 count. So Watson goes to the mound. Cade Johnson goes to left field defensively from first base. Cole Collins goes from the mound to first base defensively. It's another strike taken. 1-2 count for Luke Byer, with 1 out and runners on the corners. Just the 1 away. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball outside for Sebastian. So Cole Collins goes 4 innings of work in the game here tonight and gave up just 2 runs on 3 hits. He walked 4 and struck out 6. Swing, a ball down the third base side, snagged. A nice grab down at third base by Daniel Withers. I didn't get a great look at it. Must have snagged that one in the air. Line drive out for Luke Byer. There's 2 down. Wyatt Postlewaite, the catcher, will bat here in the 9th spot.
Wyatt Postlewaite.
Postlewaite is 0 for 1 in the game. He's reached base twice, once on a fielder's choice, once on a walk. He'll take outside for ball 1. Doc Stewart's trailing by 3. They finally get on the board, but give up 2 here in the 5th. They're down by 3, not out of the woods yet. Runners on first and third with 2 down. The 1-0 breaking ball. That one had some good movement there for Watson. Seabass drops it in for a strike, a 1-1 count. Sebastian's 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball carries too far outside off the edge of the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike. Fouled back into the backstop for strike 2. Doc Stewart's baseball brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union. Belong to Douglas County. Docs got on the board in the top half of this fifth inning. 2 runs back across for the Crushers here in the bottom of the fifth. A ball fouled away as the runner was taking off from first. It'll stay a 2-2 count. Back to first goes Bryson Nygren, who reached on the drop third strike. Watson looking for the final out. He will get it. A swing and a miss. And 3 strikeouts for Sebastian Watson here in his first inning of work on the season. Unfortunately, a drop third strike did put a runner on, but he gets through it. He does give up 2 runs on 3 hits, no Doc's errors, and 2 runners left on base. It is 4-1 as we go to the top of the 6th. Docs trailing in this 9-inning contest against the Canyon Crushers here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors at home or on the road at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
The Crushers now leading this one by 3 as they push across 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th. And it is a 4-1 advantage as we go to the top of the 6th here in this 9-inning contest. Carson Dunn, Cade Johnson, and Daniel Withers, your 3 hitters due up for the Doc Stewarts. Today's game brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces. Carson Dunn 0 for 2 in this matchup. Still facing off against Cody Lemming on the mound. First pitch swinging, ground ball, slow roller, third base side, picked up, throw to first. Will not be in time, bounces in, and on safely will be Carson Dunn with an infield single. Make that 4th hit of the game for the Doc Stewarts. And they get a man on to start things off here in the 6th. It doesn't really matter how you do it, just as long as you get him on. And Dunn will beat out. We know he's got speed. He beats out that infield single easily. Brings up Cade Johnson, 1 on, nobody out. First pitch swinging, he hits that one foul. First base side, could still be playable. Up against the fence, the first baseman runs out of room. And that'll be strike 1 for Cade Johnson. Looks like maybe some defensive changes. I believe that might be Andrew Cuff now at first base defensively. Charles Brown, 24, not 25. Pickoff throw again over to first. Back in. That tag as Dunn was diving in. The tag applied at first base. Another pickoff that way, and again, safely back in is Dunn, and the fans are eager to try and get that call. Yeah, that is Charles Brown at first, defensively. Lemmy now will finally deliver to Johnson. Gets him to pop up. Shallow right field. Going out the second baseman. Bobbles but makes the catch. And that is your first out here. Back to first base goes Dunn. As I believe Luke Byer makes that catch. And there is one down. Numbers I had on the printed roster I got from the coach. Now I'm matching what he had on the lineup card, so I'm referring to things there because I had Charles Brown is 25 and he's wearing 20. Actually, I had him as 24. He's wearing 25. So at third base is Tyler Crawford has taken over there as well. Andrew Cuff no longer at third base defensively. Runner going, pitch in the dirt, throw down to second, offline, gets into center field, Dunn in safely. He'll stay at second base as backing up the play the center fielder. Stolen base at the plate. Up to bat, Daniel Withers. And it was a strike call on that pitch. So an 0-1 count here for Withers. One out, a man in scoring position for the Doc Stewarts. Withers takes a strike on the inside corner at the knees from Lemming. And he's down 0-2 with one out and a man at second. Cody Lemming into his sixth inning of work for the Crushers. Line drive back up the middle for Withers. His second line drive to center. Dunn is going to hold at third. They don't test the arm of Ethan Kleinschmidt on that one. So a single by Daniel Withers. And the Doc Stewarts have runners at first and third with one away. And they are looking to try and find a way back into this one, trailing 4-1 against the Crushers. It'll be Logan Anderson that'll stand in to bat for Jalen Riddle here in the sixth inning. Logan Anderson takes over for Jalen Riddle in the 5 spot in the lineup card. Cody Lemming has given up 2 hits here in the 6th. That's 5 hits total in the ballgame for the Doc Stewarts. Pickoff throw to first. Withers back in safely. Jalen Riddle was 0 for 2 before coming out of the game for this pinch hit appearance here by Anderson. First pitch by Lemming in for strike one. Cody Lemming with the 0-1 pitch to Anderson. Steps off the rubber as things slow down here. Well, the Pepsi Bottle Caps in action today. They get a 11-1 win over Florence in game 1 of a doubleheader. Another pickoff throw to first by Lemming, not in time against Withers. At third base is Carson Dunn. Pepsi scored 8 runs in the first inning to get that one going. Wyatt Reed and Heath King both had triples in the second for Pepsi as they get the win in game 1 of a doubleheader. Got it in 5 innings in that matchup. They'll have game 2 going on here shortly there at Champion Car Wash Field at the single-A Legion level. Low and inside, a 1-1 count for Anderson. Batting here with just 1 out and runners at first and third. Doc's trying to cut into a 3-run deficit. A 1-1 pitch. Anderson squared to bunt. And he takes way high for a 2-1 count. Looked like he almost maybe lost his footing as he was turning to square. That pitch came in well upstairs. And Anderson was able to get out of the way and get the bat back. Out to the mound, a visit for the Crushers here with 1 out and runners at first and third base. They'll have a chance to have a meeting on the mound. Doc Stewarts will be taking on the Fairfield Expos in their first game coming up tomorrow in that Father's Day tournament. Fairfield Let's see here. Boy, got a lot of live video streaming going on today, including our game right now. The Post 58 Crushers were streaming that on Game Changer. Fairfield Expos 21-6 already on this season, and they're taking on the Humboldt Eagles right now, and they're trailing 7-3 in that matchup. 2-1 pitch, taking low and outside for Logan Anderson, and he's got a 3-1 count against Cody Lemming. So Anderson back in, a 3-1 count. Anderson squared to bunt on the 3-1, watched it go by, and he's now got a full count against him. Just one out so far here in the top of the 6th inning. Doc Stewart's trying to see if they can add to their one-run total so far, trying to make up the difference in a 4-1 ball game. Pick-off throw, Withers again back in safely. Brown over there applying the tag at first. Full count pitch coming up for Logan Anderson in a pitch-in appearance. Takes in the dirt. The ball gets by. Here comes Carson Dunn to the plate. He'll score. Docs will get a runner on and score a run in the process. A walk issued to Anderson, and the wild pitch will bring in Carson Dunn, and the Docs are back within 2. Daniel Withers to second. Anderson on at first. That walk, if I'm not mistaken, is the 3rd of the game. Yep, 3rd of the game for Cody Lemming. Squaring to bunt, pulling it back. This is Sebastian Watson back into his spot in the 6th spot in the lineup. Watson had been pinch hit for by Evan Martin in the 5th inning while he was warming up in the bullpen. And he gets a chance to get back to the plate here. So Watson now your pitcher for the Doc Stewarts. A 1-0 delivery from Lemming. A pickoff throw to second. Almost into center field. Cut off by Enderle, the shortstop, back behind the bag. Lemming has had a pretty good move to first throughout the game here today. A couple of very close plays at first base as he tries to get runners there. But he's been very focused on Daniel Withers, who I don't want to diminish Withers and his ability, but I don't necessarily see him as a huge stolen base threat. As a pitch inside, 2 balls and 1 strike to Watson. He started to square around a bunt on that one, but was able to kind of back his way out of the way. 2-0 delivery. Playing in at first base is Brown. Breaking ball hits the outside corner for Watson. 2 balls and 1 strike. Cody Lemming trying to get through the 6th inning here. He's given up 1 run so far. There's been 2 hits. He's issued 1 walk. A breaking ball stays elevated. That pitch did not miss by much. That one was right at the top of the zone as it dropped in. Watson with a 3-1 count. A walk would load him up here. Docs would love to see a base hit as well. Watson takes low, and that will put runners on every bag on the infield. Withers goes to third, Anderson to second. Watson on with a walk. 2nd straight walk for Cody Lemming. That's 4 walks in the ball game. And the bases are loaded with just 1 out. Docs do have some action in their bullpen right now. Up to bat, Cole Collins, now the first baseman, takes a strike on the outside corner. Thrown in the bullpen for the Doc Stewarts. That's Evan Corbin out there. He is playing catch with Knox Hubbard, but Corbin threw yesterday, so I'd be shocked if he is coming in to pitch. In the dirt, a 1-1 count now for Collins. Evan Corbin might just be getting loose to come in defensively, possibly. Kind of see how things go here. Maybe it was just a scheduled throwing session for him after he pitched yesterday. Trying to keep the arm muscles all intact. The 1-1 pitch to Collins. Breaking ball had him frozen. He takes for strike 2. Doc Stewart's trailing 4-2. An opportunity to cut into that here in the 6th. Bases loaded with 1 out. Cole Collins trying to put the ball in play, see if something will happen. Lemming on the mound is 1-2 pitch. Ground ball to short. This could be 2. They flipped to second for 1. The throw back to first. Scooped at the bag by Brown to finish off the inning, and that will save a run. Docs get 1 back here in the 6th as Cole Collins grounds into the 6-4-3 double play to finish things off. Second double play to finish an inning for the Canyon Crushers. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's a 4-2 ball game. Docs get back within 2 here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.
A run in the first inning so far has put the Crushers in the lead, and they've been leading ever since as they are on top 4-2. Sebastian Watson out for a second inning of work. He gave up 2 runs on 3 hits in his first inning of work. Gives up a ground ball left side, backhanded, throw across the diamond, not going to be there to first base. As the play made, a new shortstop out there for the Doc Stewarts. Let's see some defensive change here. That is Daniel Withers now playing at shortstop. He made a good throw across the diamond, but it was just a little offline. Had to try and rush it there. So Jamin Weldon will get on with a base hit. 7th hit in the ball game for this Crushers team. First pitch, strike 1 to Sawyer Enderle, the shortstop for the Crushers. Batting with 1 on and nobody out. So you've got Daniel Withers now at short. Logan Anderson takes over at second. In the dirt behind the plate, Knox Hubbard is catching. So you've got Hubbard behind the plate, Anderson now at second. Still, it's Cole Collins at first. Sebastian Watson misses inside. The pitch from Watson, grounded, third base side, snagged by Jace Johnson, throw to first. Off the glove for Cole Collins, on safely will be Enderle. Up the third base will go Weldon. That'll be a throwing error at third base for Jace Johnson, who is taking over for Withers there. And there's runners on the corner, still nobody out. Second error in the ballgame for the Doc Stewarts.
Number 23, Caleb Boyles.
Caleb Boyles, the DH, is 2 for 3 in the game. He was the first hitter to face off against Sebastian Watson. He struck out swinging. We'll look to try and make some amends for that first at-bat against Watson. A breaking ball outside for a 1-0 count. So a lot of defensive changes here in the 6th inning for the Docs. Pretty much have changed the entire infield except for Cole Collins at first. Low and outside. Hubbard will knock it down. The runner holds at first. It is a 2-0 count for Caleb Boyles. Weldon at third after his leadoff single. Sawyer Enderle at first after an error on a throw. Breaking ball for Watson ends up too far outside. A 3-0 count. Tristan Ledbetter has taken over in right field for Braxton Dill. Strike on the 3-0 pitch. Hits the outside corner to keep Caleb Boyles at the plate. 3-1 delivery coming up for Sebastian Watson in a 4-2 ball game. Doc's trailing by 2. He will issue a walk, and the bases are loaded with nobody out.
Now
That's the first
22,
walk issued for Sebastian Watson.
25, Charles Brown.
It'll bring up Charles Brown for the first time in the ball game as he takes over for Warren Rose. Brown, another left-hander. First pitch to him, he takes for strike 1. So the Docs will play with the infield in with the bases loaded and nobody out. They'll try to cut off a run at the plate. Outside, a 1-1 count for Watson. Charles Brown, mentioned taking over defensively in the last half inning out of McKay High School. Swing and a miss. Ball got away from Hubbard, but the runner back to the bag at third as the ball didn't get that far away. Hubbard able to track it down quickly and get the ball back to the plate. Watson was covering. Everybody holds. It was a swing and a miss for strike 2 to Brown as he got caught chasing the breaking ball. Out of his windup. And breaking ball outside for Sebastian Watson. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. A 4-2 ball game in favor of the Crushers, the home team at the plate. The 2-2. Ground ball goes to first. The throw goes to the plate. They get one there. Throw back to first. They get a double play. Covering the bag at first base was second baseman Logan Anderson. And so the Docs will keep the Crushers off the scoreboard. They get this goes down as a 3-2-4 double play. That is not one you'll write often in your scorebooks.
Now batting number
so
22, Tyler Crawford.
take advantage while you've got the opportunity. There is 2 down. It'll bring up the new third baseman. This is Tyler Anderson. I'm not mistaken. Crawford, excuse me. He takes high for ball 1. Tyler Crawford from St. Paul High School. He will put one in the air out towards right field. That ball hooks into foul territory. Strike 1. So Tyler Crawford back to the plate with a 1-1 count. Took over at third base. He's another left-handed batter. He's here in the spot of Andrew Cuff, who was 1 for 2 with a walk, a single, and a run scored before he came out of the game. Just outside for Watson, a 2-1 count with 2 down and runners at second and third base. Watson is now 1 out away from getting through the 6th inning without giving up a run. Hits the outside corner with his breaking ball. And the right-hander to the lefty hits the backdoor breaking ball, curveball back in for the strike. Crawford will wait on the 2-2 delivery from Watson. Misses outside with another curveball. Out at second base is Caleb Boyles. At third base is Sawyer Enderly. Nobody on at first, 2 away. A 3-2 pitch coming up for Crawford. And he takes strike 3 looking. Goes down for the final out here in the 6th inning. It's another Mountain Mike's Pizza strikeout for Sebastian Watson. It's his 4th strikeout in 2 innings of work, and he's able to pitch through a bases-loaded jam here in the bottom of the 6th. Doc Stewart still in this one, trailing 4-2. So we go to the top of the 7th, a 9-inning ball game here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. A little bit of defense helped the Doc Stewart stay in this one, trailing 4-2 as we go to the top of the 7th inning in a 9-inning contest. And then Sebastian Watson getting a strikeout to finish things off in the 6th inning for the Crushers. There were no runs on one hit. There was one Doc Stewart error and 2 men left on base. We go to the top of the 7th. The Docs still facing Cody Lemming, who is the starting pitcher for the Crushers, into his 7th inning of work. He'll face Knox Hubbard, who takes over for Waylon McKnight behind the plate. Hubbard will bat for the first time here in the 7th.
Hubbard.
Knox, the left-handed batting catcher. He'll get his first look at Cody Lemming here in the 7th. This is the 3rd time through the lineup card for the Docs, but first time for Hubbard as he comes in here defensively in the 6th inning. He takes outside for ball 1. Doc Stewart's with 5 hits in the ball game. They have scored in each of their last 2 innings to stay in this one after getting shut out through the first 4 innings, taking outside a 2-0 count for Knox. Hubbard will wait on the offering here from Lemming. Docs do have action in their bullpen. Don't know if the bullpen for the Crushers is visible from where we sit here in the booth. Don't see it down that left field side. Is it back behind that building? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So a 2-0 count. Excuse me, a 2-1 count after the foul ball there for Knox Hubbard. He will dig back in. Braxton Dill is throwing in the bullpen for the Doc Stewart's. Big smile on his face as he does it. Ground ball. That's just down the chalk line. Foul down the first base side for Hubbard. Got around on that one, bouncing down the line. And as it goes by the bag, just across into foul territory. Strike 2 for Hubbard. He'll have a 2-2 count. Braxton Dill in the bullpen warming up. Tristan Ledbetter took over for him in right field as Ledbetter's waiting on deck as the next hitter. A pitch just misses. That one looked down the middle. Just missing there to Hubbard, who stays alive with a full count pitch coming up here from Lemming. Lemming delivers. That ball in the air out towards right field, high out that direction. That ball, it's Kleinschmidt that'll call for it. The center fielder runs underneath that ball as it continued out towards right field. It looked like Weldon probably had a good read on it, but Kleinschmidt goes a long way to take that one away. The center fielder makes the first out here in the top of the 7th. 1 out, and Tristan Ledbetter will now bat, the 9-hitter in the lineup card. First pitch swinging. He'll hit one to left field, and Ledbetter in his first at-bat of the night gets on with a single. So Ledbetter will get something started for the Docs with 1 away. Sends it back to the top of the order, and it will now be Jace Johnson batting here in the leadoff spot.
Now batting number 20, Jace Johnson.
1 on, 1 away. Jace Johnson taking over for Brooks Avery, playing at third base. Takes high for ball 1. A lot of defensive changes coming there in the 6th inning for Coach Eric Savage. Jace Johnson in his first plate appearance of the day, a 1-0 delivery. He gets one sharply hit, bounces once on the infield, pass Enderle into left field, and up to second goes Ledbetter, and the Doc Stewart's going to the dugout and getting production out of the Tristan Ledbetter and Jace Johnson in the 9 and 1 spots on the lineup card. Back-to-back singles for the Doc Stewarts. Runners at first and second. That puts the game-tying run on at first for the Doc Stewarts. And here comes a visit to the mound for the Crushers coaching staff. May get a change coming up here. Carson Dunn due up to bat. Cody Lemming going into the 7th inning got 1 out on a ball pretty well struck by Knox Hubbard, but just into the air a bit too much. And then since then, he's given up back-to-back line drive singles, and that does it for Cody Lemming. Give him a round of applause. He deserves it. A deep outing for him, and he has kept his team in the lead They'll go to the bullpen for the Crushers. This call to the pen brought to you by Chris Hubbard, State Farm Insurance. We'll take a 60-second break. We'll come back with all the changes for you here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
A call to the pen brought to you by Chris Hubbard, State Farm Insurance. For the Canyon Crushers, the new man on the mound is going to be Ryan Hockman, who will take over for Cody Lemon, who goes 6 1/3 innings. Lemon gave up 7 hits. Right now would be credited with just 2 runs, although the 2 runners on base would go to his total if they come around to score. 4 walks, 4 strikeouts in his 7 innings of work. Ryan Hockman out of Staten High School, an honorable mention all-league pitcher this year. He will get a chance to throw against the Doc Stewarts and try and keep the lead intact for the Crushers. Docs will have runners at first and second as Carson Dunn will get to face the new pitcher. Again, the pitching change brought to you by Chris Hubbard, State Farm Insurance. Visit chrisinsures.com for a quote today, or you can give him a call at 541-672-3301. He'll find the right coverage for your home, auto, and life insurance, plenty more. It is Chris Hubbard, State Farm Insurance.
For the Crushers, number 1, Ryan Hockman.
Here in the late evening, or early evening, I should say, from Regis High School in Staten, Oregon. The sun's still a little ways to go before it finds its way to the horizon, but starting to drop into the left field sky. Fans are enjoying themselves out at the ballpark, but the sun coming in might start casting some interesting figures on the video camera as it heads down towards that left field corner. And we'll see how that plays out here. Sometimes the glare off of certain things will make that a little interesting. We'll give a good look at it here as we make our way through this ball game. A 9-inning affair between the Crushers and the Doc Stewarts. Docs will be playing the Fairfield Expos coming up tomorrow at 3:30 in their first game of the Father's Day tournament. And it looks like the Fairfield Expos losing today against the Humboldt Eagles 14-3. Be interesting. They must think that might have wrapped up their time in that Northern California tournament that the Medford Mustangs were a part of. So if that's the case, the Expos going to have a long journey before they get to Champion Car Wash Field coming up tomorrow, and the Mustangs might have also be, well, they don't have a game on their game changer schedule for today, but they might have been wrapping up that tournament in Northern California today as well and might have the little bit of a long trek to get to Roseburg coming up tomorrow. They're probably going home tonight and then traveling up tomorrow morning.
Carson Dunn.
All right. Oh, cloud comes in, casts shadows over everything. That'll last for all of the next 30 seconds here at the ballpark. Carson Dunn will bat. Dunn taking on Ryan Hockman. The reliever comes in, trying to keep a 2-run lead intact. There's 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Dunn will bat with Ledbetter at second and Johnson, Cade Johnson at first. Excuse me, that's Jace Johnson at first. The first pitch goes all the way to the backstop. And that is not the start that Hockman was looking for. A wild pitch puts the 2 runners both in scoring position now. And the Doc Stewarts have the game-tying run at second base here in the 7th. So the cloud is hung there for a little longer than the 30 seconds I was imagining. A ground ball goes right to the shortstop. Throw to first base. That's Lemming at short. He will make the play across the diamond to retire Carson Dunn, who put it in play trying to make something happen and couldn't get it by the infield. 2 away. That'll help relax the defense just a little bit. Runners at second and third. Cade Johnson stands in. He takes strike one on his first pitch.
Number 1, Cade Johnson.
Johnson 0 for 3 in the game. A line out his last time, or his second at bat to second base, and then a fly ball out to the second baseman as well. He takes a breaking ball high and away for a 1-1 count. One count. Johnson takes low and outside from Hockman. At third base is Ledbetter. At second base, Jace Johnson. Doc Stewart's with an opportunity to try and tie this one up. The 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball drops at the top of the zone for strike 2. Trying to wrap it up here in relief, Ryan Hockman. Kicks and fires. Doesn't get the strike 3 call he was looking for there. Just missing the outside corner. And the count will go full for Cade Johnson. 3-2 pitch. Johnson fouls it away, stays alive. Boy, that cloud moved in and is just hung out there. Figured that would change quickly. The video stream goes dark a little bit there because of that cloud. Figured things would be brightened back up here very quickly. 3-2 pitch. Grounded third base side. Scooped up. The throw across the diamond. In time by a half step, a fraction of a second at first. Cade Johnson thrown out by Crawford. And that will finish off the half inning. Doc Stewart's threatened, but they can't do anything. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, 2 runners left on base. It's time to stretch. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Now batting for the Crushers, number 5, Ethan Kleinschmidt.
Bottom of the 7th inning here from Regis High School in Stayton. It is a 4-2 ball game. Sebastian Watson on the mound for his 3rd inning of work. Ethan Kleinschmidt will lead things off. He had a double against Watson back in the 5th inning to drive in 2 runs. That extended the lead for the Crushers. It was a 3-run lead at the time after that hit. Docs have closed it back down to a 2-run game as it's 4-2. We begin the bottom of the 7th inning. A 1-0 count. Hit the outside corner, 1-1 for Kleinschmidt, the center fielder. He's 1 for 3 with that double today. The 1-1 from Watson hits the outside, but just a bit out. After getting the call on the last pitch, he doesn't get it there on that one. 2-1 count to the left-handed hitting Kleinschmidt. Go inside. He lifts this one in the air out towards center field. Carson Dunn camps underneath it, and there is your first out here in the 7th for the Crushers. One away. Docs Baseball on the Score this afternoon is brought to you by Chuck Swarm and Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? With one out, it'll bring up Bryson Nygren. He'll take the first pitch for strike one on the outside corner. Out of the windup for Watson. Breaking ball inside. Got him out in front of that one. Nygren fouls it away for strike two. So no 2 count. Ahead in the at-bat here. Sebastian Watson kicks and delivers. Gets a foul ball over the right side this time. Staying alive is Nygren. Waiting on deck will be a new batter for the Crushers. The 0-2 pitch. Bouncing outside. A 1-2 count. Couldn't get the hitter to chase there. On deck is Andrew Hammond waiting for an at-bat. The 0-2 delivery with, or excuse me, the 1-2 delivery with one out. Outside again, and it's a 2-2 count. Nygren got on with a drop third strike in the 5th inning. He will not get on with a dropped one there. Knox Hubbard hangs on to that one. Down looking goes Nygren. That's his second strikeout. And for Sebastian Watson on the mound in his first pitching appearance of the season, he's got 5 strikeouts through 2 2/3 innings. First pitch, strike one to the new man at the plate. Again, Hammond batting here. He takes over for Luke Byer. Andrew Hammond. The 0-1 pitch, called strike two. 0-2 count. The 8 spot in the lineup card for the Crushers here. Looking for a 1-2-3 inning. Watson misfires outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A 4-2 ball game. Clouds hovering in front of the sun with a little bit of a breeze. Temperatures have cooled a bit. The 1-2 just a little elevated and maybe a bit outside. Evens up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes for Hammond. With nobody on base and 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th. Watson kicks and delivers the breaking ball. That was going to be strike 3, if not for the swing and a foul ball by Hammond. That one goes just beyond the bullpen for the Doc Stewarts. The 2-2 pitch bounced outside for Watson, and Andrew Hammond will have a chance to find a way on base with a 3-2 count coming up here. Watson trying to wrap up a 1-2-3 frame in the bottom of the 7th, and that will do it. A breaking ball drops in on the outside corner for strike 3. 6 strikeouts so far through 3 innings of work for Sebastian Watson, and he gets the Doc Stewarts through the bottom of the 7th. We're getting down to the final few frames here as the Doc Stewarts trail by 2. It's 4-2. We go to the top of the 8th on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet, 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs.
Top of the 8th inning, and there is the sun again, as it is Daniel Withers that will get a chance to bat. Withers will stand in. 2 for 3 on the day with a couple of line drives right back up the middle. He took the first pitch for strike 1. He strings through for strike 2. He's facing the new man on the mound, Ryan Hockman. Hockman got things in the 7th. He was able to retire the final 2 outs and get the Crushers through. In the 7th inning, leaving 2 runners stranded at 2nd and 3rd for the Doc Stewarts. He's got a 1-2 pitch here against Withers, and time called. Withers watches a breaking ball high and inside, goes right by the visor. So Withers will have the 2-2 pitch here from the right-hander Ryan Hockman, who also works out of the stretch with nobody on. The ball bounces outside of the backstop, full count. Cody Lemming, the starter, also pitched out of the stretch, full time. Hockman does it as well. A lot of pitchers will go out of the windup with nobody on base or with runners on every bag. Inside and high, ball 4 issued to Withers. And he's on base for a 3rd time out of that cleanup spot in the lineup. He's been productive, able to get on base 3 of his 4 plate appearances. First walk issued for Hockman. 1 on, nobody out. Doc Stewart's looking to try and make up a 2-run deficit as we start things here in the 8th inning. Squaring to bunt, Logan Anderson. He takes high and away for ball 1. Anderson drew a walk in the 6th inning in his first at-bat as he took over for Jalen Riddle at second base. Pickoff throw to first. Back in safely goes Withers, who has gotten his jersey dirty because, boy, they have really been paying attention to him on the base paths. He's been on base enough, so that, I guess, is helpful. Squaring to bunt, and Anderson able to pull it back just in time, takes high for ball 2. Back in, Anderson against Hockman, squares to bunt, takes a strike this time on the outside corner. In Eugene at North Eugene's Sweet Johnson Stadium, the Emerald Challengers get a 12-3 win against the Corvallis Girding Builders Marketmen in Game 1 of their doubleheader there. Another pickoff throw to first for Withers. He's back in. A ball hit out to left field for Anderson. Going back, the left fielder twisting and turning, catches it at the warning track. Back to first will go Withers. Anderson got a hold of that one. Hit it pretty deep, but Nygren out in left field able to run underneath it and make the catch. 1 away. That'll bring up Sebastian Watson back into his 6th spot in the lineup. He drew a walk his first time back at the plate after walking in his first at-bat, so officially 0 for 0 today for Sebastian Watson. He'll take the first pitch for strike 1 with Daniel Withers on at first. Ryan Hockman fires in, and that pitch hit off of Watson. Watson immediately tossed away the bat. Home fans trying to call that was maybe a foul ball hitting off of the hands. The home plate umpire is going to walk a new baseball halfway out to the mound, toss it to Hockman, and on safely is Watson. So Sebastian Watson gets on to first, hit by a pitch. He's been on base all 3 times he's been at the plate. Puts runners at first and second with 1 away. And we'll get a new batter, it looks like, here. Sywell is at the plate. He'll hit a line drive. A pickoff throw to first. Got him doubled off. Colton Sywell, a pinch hit appearance for Cole Collins. Lines one to shortstop where Cody Lemming makes the grab and then doubles off Sebastian Watson at first base. And that will get the Doc Stewarts out here in the 8th inning. Docs once again get 2 runners on but can't get anything rolling. And they will go to the bottom of the 8th, trailing 4-2. Here in the top of the 8th, no runs on no hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left on. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 4-2, the Crushers in front on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors at home or on the road at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Start the bottom of the 8th inning. A 2-run ball game. Been close through most of this one. It is the 9 spot in the lineup card, and batting is, take a look-see here, Cody Lemming, that's right. He comes back into the game after he was the pitcher getting DH for, so now he's batting for himself here as he went to shortstop defensively. Lemming has the 0-2 count from Sebastian Watson, who has been doing a nice job out of the bullpen. Misses just a little bit inside with his 0-2 pitch. Ground ball, third base, snagged by Jace Johnson. Time, he'll toss it across to Colton Sywell at first base, who has taken over defensively for Cole Collins after the pinch hit appearance. And Sywell there for the put out, 1 away on the ground out for Lemming.
Now batting.
So we go to the top of the order.
Matt Brady.
And it's another new batter. The lineup cards, this is why you use pencil for sure. It is Matt Brady. Takes in the dirt for ball 1. So taking over for Jamin Weldon is Matt Brady. He fouls off a pitch. Jamin Weldon was 1 for 3 with a walk and a single as he exits the game here. Matt Brady will take over. He'll take. It's a 2-1 count. The pitch by Watson. Breaking ball drops in on the inside corner. Sebastian Watson, he's got 6 strikeouts through 3 1/3 innings of work. His breaking ball just a bit too far inside that time. The count will go full for Brady. Docs Baseball today brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces. A ground ball to short, snagged by Withers. He'll throw over to Sywell, short, but Sywell snags it off the dirt. And a nice play to finish things off on that one. 6-3. Colton Sywell saves that one from getting away. 2 down, nobody on base. And first time to the plate for another new batter in the lineup, and that is Nico Boudreau, who will bat, sporting number 8 on his back. He takes in the dirt for ball 1. Nico Boudreau. Now that pitch misses for a 2-0 count. The 2-0 from Watson. That ball lifted into the air out to left field. Going back and running is Cade Johnson. That one hops to the wall and goes over for a ground rule double. Nico Boudreau in a pinch hit appearance here hits a ground rule double over the left field fence. And that is the first hit allowed by Watson
Now batting
since
number 23, Caleb
the
Boyle.
leadoff man in the 6th inning. Jamin Weldon in that leadoff spot had a single against Watson, and he hadn't given up a hit 6. The runner going before Watson had really even gotten into his motion there. Boudreau goes right to third. Now a ball well hit out towards left field again, going back at the track, at the wall, a diving attempt, and that ball is caught by Cade Johnson. He came up with the baseball for the final out at the wall. He spent time on the ground. I couldn't tell if that ball had gotten over and he tripped or if he had just knocked it down, if it was off the wall, but that ball caught at the fence for the final out on a ball blasted to the left field wall by Caleb Boyles. He almost got all of it, just needed a little bit more. Great play by Cade Johnson in deep left field for the final out, and that'll save a couple of runs for sure, save a run, possibly more, there for the Doc Stewarts. Defense comes up big. No runs on one hit, no errors, one man left on base for the Canyon Crushers. We go to the top of the 9th. Crushers need 3 outs. Docs need 2 runs. Back after this on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.
Knox Hubbard at the plate to lead things off for the Doc Stewarts. Fouls away the first pitch as he faces against Ryan Hockman on the mound. The reliever came in the 7th inning. So far, he's not given up a hit. He has hit a batter and walked one. Those are the only base runners on for the Docs on the evening. The 0-1. Hubbard puts one out towards left field on the run. That ball drops in front of Bryson Nygren, I believe still the left fielder. Yeah, that is Nygren out there in front of him for a base knock for Knox Hubbard. So Knox will get himself on base. They'll bring in a courtesy runner for the catcher. And that might still be Drew Camp. Yep, Camp is out there running at first base. Docs need 2 runs to tie this one up and at least force the bottom of the 9th inning. Tristan Ledbetter will square to bunt, puts it down. They're going to throw to second and get the lead runner. So they get the runner at second on a 1-6 putout, 1 away. Tristan Ledbetter on at first with a fielder's choice. Docs down to their final 2 outs.
Now batting number 20.
Top of the order, Chase Johnson will bat. He is 1 for 1 with a single to left field his first time up against Hockman. Excuse me, that was against Lemming, his last batter. Hockman will fire in a first pitch strike 1 to Johnson, who faces the reliever Ryan Hockman for the first time. Last batter to see him for the first time, unless anybody gets a pinch hit appearance. The 0-1 outside, scooped up behind the plate. A 1-1 count with one away. Pickoff throw to first base. I believe Sawyer Enderle has gone back behind the plate to catch. Ball inside, 2-1 count to Jace Johnson. I think when Lemming came off the mound and went to shortstop, Enderle went back behind the plate to catch. He had been at short. 2-1 pitch here for Hockman. Goes tailing off the mound, lost his plant foot there, and he misses high and inside against Jace Johnson. With one out, Doc's trying to get the game-tying run on base. They've had the game-tying run on base and in scoring position a couple of times in this one and haven't been able to do anything with it. Jace will foul off a 3-1 pitch, and the count goes full. For the Crushers, they're trying to get their third win on the season. Doc Stewart's trying to get above 500 and go to 4-3. They need the comeback here in the ninth. They came back in Game 2 against Klamath Falls last night to get a split on the road. Strike three. Jace Johnson watches a breaking ball in the outside corner go by, and that is the second out. The strikeout looking for Hockman is his first punch out of the outing.
Number 3, Carson Dunn.
That'll bring up Carson Dunn. Dunn will take strike one on the outside corner. Today's game brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. Stick around in the post-game show whenever that does happen for the Neal Company Real Estate post-game show. Pitch outside off the glove for Enderle. And up to second base goes Ledbetter, but that run is not necessarily all that important for the Crushers. They're more worried on the final out of the ball game, leading by 2. If Ledbetter were to come around and score, that would not hurt him. He'll get to third on another pitch that goes to the backstop, a 2-1 count for Carson Dunn. Now, while the run doesn't necessarily play a huge part in the ball game, the Doc Stewarts obviously would like to get a little momentum by bringing one in and give themselves some hopes here with 2 outs. They're looking to try and see if they can come back and rally here in the 9th inning. The 2-1 pitch is a strike, drops in on the inside corner to Dunn. So Carson Dunn, who's 1 for 4 in the game, will have a 2-2 pitch coming up, trying to keep the game going for the Doc Stewarts. Out there on the mound, Ryan Hockman trying to close it out. It would be a save opportunity for him. Breaking ball misses at the eyeballs. Full count. Hockman came into the game in the 7th inning with a 2-run lead. He won't go a full 3 innings, but it is a save opportunity. His pitch in is swung on and missed, and finishes out the ball game with his second strikeout. The Doc Stewarts will fall 4-2 on the road against the Canyon Crushers. Final score again, 4-2. We'll put together all the numbers, and we'll wrap it up for you coming up in the Neal Company Real Estate post-game show. Don't go anywhere. Back after this break to wrap up today's ball game from Regis High School in Staten on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Remember the good old days when you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller, when businesses were local and gave back to the community. At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Well, we come back here in the Neal Company Real Estate Postgame Show to wrap this one up here for you. Doc Stewart's fall to the Post 58 Canyon Crushers by a score of 4-2. The final numbers: 2 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors, 9 men left on base for the Docs. For Post 58, 4 runs on 8 hits and 1 error in the matchup, left 11 men on base. Cody Lemon, the starting pitcher for the Crushers, goes 6 1/3 innings. He picks up the win, gave up 1 earned run, 2 runs total on 7 hits, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Ryan Hockman came on in relief, pitched the final 2 2/3, did not give up a run on 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, and 1 hit batter. Hockman will get the save in today's ball game. Taking the loss for the Doc Stewarts, Cole Collins. He started the game, went 4 innings, gave up 2 runs on 3 hits, 4 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Sebastian Watson came in and pitched the final 4 innings. He gave up 2 runs on 5 hits, 1 walk, and 6 Ks. Doc Stewart's will fall to 3-4 on the season, and the Crushers will go to 3-4 on the year as well. We'll come back, we'll take a look at the scoring, and we'll take a look at the individual offensive numbers from this one and wrap it up for you here from Regis High School on this Tuesday afternoon. We will be back with more Doc Stewart's Baseball and more of the Neal Company Real Estate Postgame Show here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors at home or on the road at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs.
Final segment for our Neal Company Real Estate post-game show here. Doc Stewart's fall to the Crushers 4-2 as they will continue play coming up tomorrow. They'll be back at home to begin playing their Father's Day tournament. Taking a look at scoring in this one, it was a run in the bottom of the first inning for the Crushers to give them the lead. They would hold on the rest of the way. They scored on a single by Warren Rose to score Sawyer Enderle, who got on with a walk in that first inning. So one run in there. They would add another run in the third inning. That came in on a wild pitch. They put two runners across in the fifth inning against Sebastian Watson. Watson got a strikeout and then gave up a double, a single, and then a double that drove in two runs. And that would be enough for the Crushers to stay ahead of the Doc Stewarts. Docs would score one in the fifth inning. That came in on an RBI single by Braxton Dill. Doc Stewart's also scored a run in the sixth on a wild pitch. It was Carson Dunn, after reaching on a single in the infield, would eventually come around to score. Taking a look at offensive numbers, most of the damage done at the bottom of the lineup for the Doc Stewarts. 1 for 5 on the day for Carson Dunn with a run scored. Jace Johnson was 1 for 2 after he took over for Brooks Avery in the leadoff spot, who goes 0 for 3. Kay Johnson 0 for 4. Daniel Withers goes 2 for 3 with 2 singles and a walk. Jalen Riddle was 0 for 2. Logan Anderson 0 for 1. Sebastian Watson goes 0 for 0. He had 2 walks and was hit by a pitch. Evan Martin 0 for 1 in that same spot. He had 1 pitch hit appearance before Sebastian Watson came back into the game into the spot. Cole Collins goes 0 for 2 in the game with a walk. And in his spot, that was Colton Sywell. Sywell goes 0 for 1 with a line out to shortstop. Waylon McKnight goes 1 for 2. He reached base twice, once on a single and once on an error. He did score a run. And then Knox Hubbard, actually it was the courtesy runner, Drew Camp, that scored the run for him. Knox Hubbard took over at catcher. He goes 1 for 2 with a single. Braxton Dill was 1 for 2 with an RBI single, and Tristan Ledbetter goes 1 for 2 with a single as well. The bottom 8 and 9 positions in the lineup card produces 4 of the Doc Stewart's 8 hits in the matchup. On the other side of the card for the Crushers in this one, Jamin Weldon goes 1 for 3 with a single. Taking just a look at some of the highlights, Nico Boudreau had a double in his only at-bat. Caleb Boyles goes 2 for 4 with 2 singles and a walk and a run scored. Warren Rose was 2 for 3 with an RBI single and a double, scored a run. Let's see, Andrew Cuff was 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. Ethan Kleinschmidt goes 2 for 4 with a 2-run double. And then the bottom of the lineup didn't do a whole lot for the Crushers. Nobody down there got a hit. 12 strikeouts on the day for the Doc Stewart's pitching staff. Well, that is going to pretty much wrap it up here for us at the Doc Stewart's will try to regroup and get ready for tomorrow's doubleheaders. They welcome in the Medford Mustangs and the Fairfield Expos for a doubleheader to begin things in the Father's Day tournament there at Champion Car Wash Field. Game 1 at 3:30. Game 2 approximately at 6 o'clock for that one. 4 is coming up tomorrow. Looking forward to that. For the Crushers, their next game, they've got a doubleheader here at home on Thursday against the Grants Pass Nuggets starting at 3. As we wrap it up here from Regis High School in Stayton, I want to say thanks to the Post 58 Crushers for hosting us here today. Head coach Kyle Baker, appreciate them making room for us in the press box. That was nice, and it's a great spot to call a game from here today. And I want to say thanks to head coach Eric Savage and the entire American Legion baseball program in Roseburg for allowing us to bring you another season of Doc Stewart's baseball here on The Score. Thanks to Grady Hamilton back in the studio for the radio production here this afternoon. And as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for today's broadcast, because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Kieran. We'll chat with you coming up tomorrow when the Doc Stewarts play 2 at home to begin the Father's Day tournament. Game 1 against the Fairfield Expos, scheduled to start at 3:30. That means pregame at 3:15. You can catch the game streaming live with video online at 541radio.com, presented by the Cow Creek Tribe. Or, of course, catch Doc Stewart's baseball right here on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.